before we get started, if you know someone wants to play in a Gmerit game, send them my way. I'd love to talk to them about either getting on the wait list or getting into a one-shot. I will be doing a few one-shots, not a lot of them, but later this month there will be a couple one-shots, so look for those announcements on the Patreon over at patreon.com/GMEric or over in the FYI channel in Discord, where those will be announced shortly after the Patreon. Also on the website, I have the Holiday Iris Magnets. If you guys want to prevent your kitchen or car from having rust monsters walk around and eat it, go ahead and put one of these on your fridge or car. I guarantee you will not see any rust monsters near your fridge or car as long as this is on there. If you do see a rust monster, let me know, and I'll give you a refund on your magnet if you can get me a picture of it. Otherwise, guys, let's get you guys started because it's time for you guys to play some D&D. Because we got a lot to cover today after last week. Alrighty. So, you guys are adventuring in the lands of Toivoa. Specifically, we are down here in the town of Nausea, where you guys have just woken up after a wonderful night's sleep. Or was it a dream? Where you had gone and dealt with Zoran Keltris, Amer's Majordomo, his former master and creator. We dealt with a lot of Amer's past traumas and his memories of various people who resented him for being him. At the very end, Amer was released from being a servant of Zoran Keltris by the persona known as Chio. As you wake up fully rested, the five of you, what would you like to do?
Good question.
Do hit the long rest button, by the way.
I think Brennan would try to find the rest of the group and figure out if he just had a bad dream or if everything actually happened.
So, you gonna go look for Amer?
Yeah, I'm gonna go look for anyone in the group I can find.
Cool. As you get up and go look for Amer, Amer's room is empty and the door is open.
Ooh, okay. Considering Brennan wouldn't be 100% sure if what happened and that's suspicious, I think he'd go in and try to investigate a little bit.
Okay. You go.
I think Ricard would end up at the doorway now and be like,
Sure.
Is he in here, Brennan? Check under the bed.
You look, the bed has been slept in. However, it has been made a little bit roughly, but you can tell that Amer had been here at some point.
Well, it was made because Brennan would have done a sweet move to look under a bed and he would have messed up the
Understood.
Scene, so
Valid.
now it looks like, yeah.
So it now looks disheveled and like someone slept in it.
Exactly.
Someone who had a very rough night's sleep.
Yeah. Well, no,
Maybe
I mean,
we should check the bar?
that's the best idea I've heard so far today.
Let's check the bar. We'll make our way
Alright.
downstairs.
Make your way downstairs in the Log Traders Consortium. Awesome. So, you guys head downstairs. As you do so, you realize nobody's here. Nobody.
Is there anything suspicious? Like, I don't know.
You look around,
Nobody's
all the
here.
chairs are upside down on the tables. The
Okay.
bar is completely closed up. All the bottles are covered with sheets. The counter itself is covered by a sheet. The broom and butler are sitting off to the side. The grandfather clock is not ticking. It is deathly quiet. Nobody's here. You do not smell any food.
Hmm. Um,
Welcome, Joe.
Yeah, I think
Hey,
Echo
yeah.
would come downstairs eventually. And he
Brendan
would
would
like,
add. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
yeah, I think he would eventually make a remark. Oh yeah, I think they're going. I think everybody's going on a raid.
Brendan would ask both Echo, Rex, and Ricard if they had a similar dream to what he had, or if that was a dream.
Yeah, I thought we were, visiting that cabin with Zoran. And then Amer held his
It was
hand.
all, it was all true. Yeah, I think it was all real.
Was it some fancy magic stuff?
Yeah, I think a lot
I
of
wish
it
I could
was.
tell you. I don't know.
You hear the voice of Amer
Amer?
from behind one of the tables.
There's a drunken Billy behind the bar.
Behind the bar? Okay. From
Yeah,
behind the
so-
bar.
I don't know if it was real either. Amer says he kind of stands up, wobbling a little bit.
Ricard will just kind of walk up and clap him on the shoulder and shake him a little bit and make sure he is real.
He's as real as he should be.
Looks like you're still here to me, bud.
I also feel really hungover.
You feel really hungover.
Was I drinking last night? I had a really weird dream.
Yeah, I think we all did.
As Danny just comes wandering down, looks around, hears the conversation. You can see for what he just wants to go back to bed, but decides against it and just shuffles up to the group.
Good morning, Testu.
Good morning. Well, I don't think
Yeah.
anything today is going to top last night's shenanigans.
What shenanigans? I woke up behind the bar having a really weird dream.
Yeah, that wasn't a dream. We were all there. Zoran. You holding his hand, and then I just remember waking up after that.
Yeah, otherwise it was full Inception, because then I would have had a dream inside of a dream. I wish I could go back to that dream.
I do remember dreaming that I just horribly tore you out of something that you were like smiling in your sleep. I felt so good about it.
Yeah, that tracks.
Can just out of curiosity for future, can clerics cure hangovers?
Can we? Yes. Will we? So, how you feeling today?
Brendan just looks at Amer and says, "Not me."
You know, was I drinking last night? 'Cause the dream and all, it sounds like a dream I'd have while I was drinking. Why on earth would I ever hold Zoran Keltris's hand?
I mean, in the time I've known you, have you ever stopped drinking for any appreciable length of time?
Amer stops for a moment. He kind of puts his hand to his chin like...
Brendan does the same thing, same time.
No, but I'm usually wearing my amulet, so I don't usually get drunk. And I'm still wearing it this morning, so I'm not sure how I got drunk.
Maybe you got the alcohol into your body through other means than standard.
Brendan raises an eyebrow.
There's things I should not say right here. You know,
Thank you, Joe. Thank you.
Yeah.
It
Oh, I
definitely
didn't
crossed
read
my
up
mind
for
too.
you.
I didn't realize we were talking about our days in college.
Damn it, guys.
One time in band camp.
Oh,
Amer-
man.
he looks into his haversack and all his booze is even still there. Like, Brad's not here to feed me drinks, and my brandy's all still accounted for.
Yeah, I have a feeling it was something to do with whatever happened last night and not alcohol.
I remember all of us getting together and going to the Feywild.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess a Shellian, so I don't really call it the Feywilds, which is you know what I mean. I remember Vex being there. but I don't.
The white, the person who was white as a sheet of paper with the wine glass.
In the gold eyes, yeah.
Okay. Yes, and then he poisoned Testu, and then we proceeded forward after slapping Testu around a bit, and
Does Testy
That
still
was
have a
you?
mustache?
I
Excuse
was-
me. Does,
Yes, Testudine still has the big cartoonish mustache drawn on him.
That is
Completely oblivious.
that is a Spirits and Fellowship gag that's been going on for a long time.
mhm.
Aimer ponders for a moment, and he starts digging through his haversack for a moment, and you see him. It's like he's like both hands in there, and he's like his head is almost in it as he's digging through things, and he goes, "If that was a dream, why am I missing a scroll?"
I mean, because it wasn't a dream, or perhaps it was a dream, but it's also real.
Gamer, you look over at Sweet August Rose. She has blood red eyes and fangs. Testudinidae has 9-inch claws. Brennan has fur. He's turning into a werewolf. Gamer, you wake up the next morning behind the bar at the Longstriders Consortium, being shaken by a little girl.
Aimer kind of opens his eyes a little bit, like,
You okay, mister? Oh, it's you, Aimer. Hi. Are you feeling better?
Aimer's also he's just like staring at her, going, am I awake this time?
I think so.
Well, I don't think I'd be dreaming of you normally, so I hope so.
Right? Yeah.
Change the music to the Inception soundtrack.
Aimer, he kind of stands up wobbling. He's like, what day is it?
Oh, it's Thursday.
Aimer lifts up his hand and starts counting his fingers a little bit. What day did we technically leave at?
You guys left on Wednesday.
Well, and were you? Have you been here for a while, or did you just come in this morning?
Oh, I've been here for about a week and a half.
And were we here yesterday?
No. It's been really nice having a quiet. You know, I set up a pillow for it upstairs.
Well, it actually does sound kind of enjoyable. I'm not gonna lie.
Right? The dojo is so much fun when Kerfex isn't there to tell me no.
He's still not back yet.
No. I kind of miss the guy.
He's been gone a while.
Indeed.
Uh,
So I'm supposed to say help yourself to anything in the kitchen.
yeah, Brad did that before he left. Well, I guess thanks for making sure I'm not dead.
Okay.
Uh,
Right. You know, there are people who want you dead, right?
yeah, a lot of them. A lot of them, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, look, it's Echo. Hi, Echo.
He might be one of them too, actually, to be fair.
Hello.
Depends on the day and if I've upset him or not.
Look, it's the rest of your friends. Everyone except for Sweet August Rose. Of course, she probably is upstairs enjoying her beauty sleep. She's so beautiful, you know? She must get a lot of sleep.
We're elves. We don't actually sleep.
Well, then explain how pretty she is.
She missed every stick in the ugly tree when she fell out of it.
Don't see how that makes sense.
Well, I mean, if you're not getting hit with the ugly stick, then you can't be ugly.
So you decided to aim for them.
Listen,
And she runs off.
Oh, I didn't think they call me Aimer. Haha.
listen, little girl.
Got him.
Sometimes I have bad times with sticks, okay? Aimer remembers the time he got impaled into a tree and goes, yeah.
Yep.
That tracks.
Yep.
It happened.
I mean, I have to say, you were the best scarecrow I've ever seen. Rose says as she comes down this. Presumably,
Yeah.
am I actually in the scene,
Yeah,
or
you
was
can
that just a
absolutely
joke?
come down now.
Was that just a joke because I did the
You
claiming
were
the pillow
in the
fort?
pillow fort. Yeah, you were claiming the pillow fort for Bourbon.
Yes, gotta start my territorial conquest early.
Good
Yeah.
practice for when you need to assault the Citadel. Not.
Yeah. Rose comes down and just says, "Was that the little girl who pickpocketed me?"
Yes. Here you go. And she's gonna hand you a purse. I invested. I hope you enjoy it.
Thank you.
The purse is kind of heavy.
Rose will tentatively open it.
Inside, you will find that there are 67 gold pieces.
Rose will just look at it and with surprise. How old is she? She's like
12.
13, 14,
Yeah.
12. Okay. Yeah, Rose will just hand it back to her and just say, "You know what? Keep it."
Really? Are you sure? That's your
Yeah.
cut.
You stole it fair and square.
Thanks. I will. He takes it, throws it up in the air, and it disappears.
And then Rose looks over at Amer and just says, "How you feeling, buddy?"
She wanders off.
I've felt a little better.
That's it. You felt better.
Well, I feel pretty bad this morning. I don't know. I don't know what happened. I felt like I spent all night drinking, although I don't think I spent all night drinking. And then before she woke me up, you had fangs and blood red eyes, and I remember this floor being more comfortable than it is. Ugh. So what? Anyone know what actually happened? Like
Fangs and blood eyes.
we were definitely gone, but how did we end up back here?
Testadine speaks up and says, "It's probably not an actual hangover. It's plainer whiplash."
Amber, you look
Yeah,
at Tester today, and you look at Brennan, you look at Sweet August Rose. They seem normal.
Oh, except for the large mustache drawn.
Of course. The comical, mustachioed evil villain of Tester today.
Mustache must be like a totem. It means you're in the real world.
And
Who's
like,
in the kitchen looking for eggs and ham.
Amer looks
Do you
back
find
to his-
it?
He finds that his scroll is gone, and as well, like, so I don't know what to think.
Yeah, I don't know either, Amer.
Well, the Feywild generally, the easiest way to get out is to actually enjoy your time there. So the moment you stop trying to leave, that's when it just pretty much kicks you out.
I mean, the last thing I remember was you were holding Zoran's hand in bed.
Yeah, what's the last thing you remember, Amer?
The last thing I remember is waking up here this morning and seeing Brennan covered in fur, and Rose having blood red eyes and fangs. I guess before that, though, it'd be the same. But how did we get from there to here?
Oh.
Some magic stuff. I don't know.
I don't really know either.
Did you kill Keltris?
I don't think so. You'd think I'd remember stabbing someone. I mean, I don't remember everyone I've stabbed, but remember holding his hand, and then I woke up in a room with Chio.
Maybe you entered his dream? What you were doing looked a lot like what I do.
I mean, it could be, but how it doesn't explain how I ended up back here or what anything meant. All what Chio said was that I'm a creation that was scarier than Zoran's Keltris, and that he was tired of having good dreams. Asked to be my friend, and then went to sleep.
I'm not sure what this Chio is, but it sounds vague.
Hold on, I'm getting climbed on by Shadrach because I can't have my desk. Chio is, I'm gonna guess, another dream entity of Zoran Keltris. And he apparently created me using Zoran Keltris.
Nope. Wait, so Zoran made Chio, and Chio used Zoran's power to make you?
Yes, I think so.
So you're a dream of a dream?
Maybe. I don't.
Amor,
I don't know.
I have a question. I mean, I know elves. Okay, elves don't sleep, but yeah, Brennan does sleep. He says, were you just asleep?"
Well, like right this morning.
Yeah.
I mean, I woke up here, so I definitely was asleep. But
When's the last time you slept?
Amor kind of blinks for a couple times. He goes, "Huh.
You remember, Aber?
It's been, huh. I don't recall ever having actually slept.
Well, you've slept around.
Well, I mean, yes, but I didn't actually like sleep, snore, have dreams, you know. Well, real dreams. Kind of daydream when I trance. A little different. But I can't remember the last time I ever slept, and I was also told that if I were to fall asleep, Zoran would wake up and reclaim me.
Well, I wonder if whatever happened last night, or whatever happened with this Chio person, I have no idea what a dream of a dream is, but maybe you rectified that because you fell asleep and you're awake now.
I mean, I can't argue with what you're saying, but I don't know. I don't even know who I could ask about that.
Dreaming a dream. How miserable.
I mean, that was kind of my problem before Rose, is I was, you know, living as a dream, which was also kind of miserable.
Yeah,
I
when
wonder
they
if
say
you're gonna.
adventurers are living the dream, I don't think this is what they meant.
I bet monks have a lot to say about living your life as a dream. But what? I wonder if you're gonna go to sleep tonight.
Well, I don't normally sleep. I don't really have a lot of reason to sleep.
I know.
So I wasn't planning on going to sleep tonight.
Well, I suppose it doesn't hurt to try, unless it does. I mean, we need to know if this is resolved or not. Do we have to go back there and kill Zoran, or is this over? Have you been freed?
I don't know.
Did you have any way to contact him before?
He usually found me, to be fair.
Okay.
I mean, I guess we're gonna run into him in Bourbon, supposedly. I'd say I could talk to Chio, but I don't even think that would help at all.
Excuse me.
Because Chio didn't really have a lot of actual explanations here. Something,
Maybe. No, go ahead.
I don't know.
Echo comes out from behind the counter and he's got an armful of eggs. And he's not cooked them or anything. He's just popping them like pills and just crunching on them, shells and all. I
Just
found something to eat.
as the gooey goodness of the center of an egg flows down into your gullet, soothing like a nice lozenge or cough medicine.
Yeah,
Is
I think
Echo,
it's his favorite thing in the world, or his uncooked eggs.
is he speaking with his mouth full of these eggs, just chomping away?
The tendrils going from the
Yeah,
roof
okay,
of his
that's,
mouth
that's
to
the
his
image I've
tongue.
got for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Nice.
him. And he's got, he's got like his arms, huddled up in front of him together with, probably close to a dozen eggs.
Awesome.
Yeah.
This is great.
And he's gonna slop down somewhere next to the counter and listen to what you guys have to say while he chomps on some eggs.
Well, Amer, I mean, I think that you went to sleep because as someone who sleeps, I don't normally try to go to sleep. I do just mysteriously wake up behind bars often. So I have a feeling that maybe you'll sleep again.
Well, I guess maybe if I get that drunk. But I don't try to get that drunk very often because again, the girl was right that there are a lot of people who want to kill me. But I wish I actually understood what happened.
Well, I don't know. Is there any other food there besides eggs? Is there anything we can eat without cooking, or are we gonna have to try to cook something?
I mean,
Echo,
There was,
you were in the
yeah,
kitchen
there was
and
a
you
lot-
saw it's fully stocked.
yeah, there's a bunch of stuff back there, but this was the best thing I could find. And all the other stuff you got to cook.
we could cook or we could just go find a restaurant.
Yeah.
We tasted my cooking. We all know it's not exactly the greatest.
That sounds more like a plan.
Yeah, let's go somewhere and grab some breakfast. I guess you guys can grab some breakfast.
He's eaten 6
And then
eggs
we can
already
plan out our
as a
day.
kobold.
Yep.
Just because you don't have to eat doesn't mean you don't need to.
All right, so you guys ready to leave?
I think so.
Awesome. So you guys head out into the town. It's a bustling day. People are going to and fro. It's nice. Where are we going? What are we doing?
Emer's like, I'm gonna go take over, see what's if Guar, whatever his name is.
Wall. Yep.
Yeah. No, Emer's purposely forgetting it.
Understood.
Gore.
Yeah, and see if he has any like pork sandwiches or something this morning. I can eat something a little greasy and heavy.
Cool.
Sounds good to me.
Oh, the Horcus Porcus, yes.
Yes.
The Horcus Porcus, indeed. You guys head over to the pork stand, and you see Gual there with his friendly neighborhood little piglet off to the side, looking as cute as a button. On the top there is an entire pulled pork, entire pork butt just covered in sauce. He's making sloppy joes.
Amer looks over at them and goes, I'll take 4.
4 sloppy joes, absolutely. Yeah. Here you go. Onions, cheese, chives. What else you want? Mustard. Blah.
Everything. Just put everything on. Everything you got.
He reaches down and he asks the question as you smell something vinegary come up from behind. You want the special sauce?
Yep.
He reaches in and he pulls out with just his nails, being very careful not to put any onto his skin, a series of very hot peppers. It places those on top of your sloppy joes.
Listen, the way I feel right now, I need to burn it all out.
All right, suit yourself. I've never seen anyone eat more than one of those.
Well,
So, yeah, that's gonna be 4 silver pieces.
Aimer flips him a gold.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Hope you and your friends enjoy them.
That's just for me. I don't know what they want.
He stands there with his jaw slack.
Listen, I'm not eating them all right now. Probably.
Uh-huh.
I might eat them all right now.
Right.
Listen, it's been a long day.
Sloppy Joes. Sloppy Joes. What do you want? Sloppy Joes.
Or long night?
A long something, yes.
I'll have one of what he's having.
All right. He provides you with one silver, please. Appreciate it. Good job. By the way,
Flips him a gold.
you look familiar, sir.
I am none other than King Ricard von Karth.
Hot damn. Made it to King, huh? What are you doing over here?
Oh, just adventuring.
Aren't you dead?
Many thought that to be the case.
Not the first time I've met a famous politician. Hopefully you're not as assholey as the rest.
I hope so too.
So far, seems good.
I appreciate it.
Yep. As you walk away, you may hear under his breath, not much of a tipper though.
I flipped my gold.
Oh, you flipped him in full gold? Okay. He smiled. I'm sorry. My mistake.
All good, all good.
All right. Anyone else want Sloppy Joes?
Tessa today will get the non-spicy version.
Understood?
Yeah, just mostly beans.
The mostly beans on pulled pork. Understood. As he slides you the sauciest Sloppy Joes ever, you are provided with a sandwich that will cost you 1 silver piece.
Tessa today will tip a reasonable 3 copper.
He nods. Clerics, that's what they can afford. All right. Miss Rose, are you going to eat, or are you going to rely on your natural nutrition and lack of
no.
necessity?
No, she gets her energy from the universe. She's fine.
Such a broken trait.
Saved her a whole silver.
Brennan, how about yourself?
Yeah, Brennan's gonna get one with the spicy stuff.
Okay. 1 silver piece. Appreciate it.
Yeah, Brennan will follow suit, give him a gold.
Thank you. I'm going to have to close early today. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Yeah. Next.
Echo's considering he doesn't want a sloppy Joe, but he starts thinking about how great that would be later. But it would be a cold sandwich. And he's thinking, it'd be cool if I could create a bag, like a bag of holding, that kept your sandwich warm until you took it out.
A bag of warming?
And then you could have a warm sandwich.
A bag of
A
warming.
bag of warming.
Oh,
A
dude.
Trademark it. Trademark it.
Yeah, and then you already have a bag of colding, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I think he's going to work on that later.
Yeah, you are a specialist in fire magic. I mean,
Yeah, he's thinking that might be kind of cool to bring out. You might be roughing it out in the wilderness, but then you break out the Philly cheese sandwich and it's still hot and steaming.
Yeah.
though
that might be cool.
it begs the question: why not just start a fire?
Oh, no, see, here's the thing. He's talking about the convenience, okay? It's the convenience that matters in this case. So what he's going to need to do, he's going to need to get some very fine thread and a loom, and then enchant this very tightly woven microwave bag and have it all set.
Yeah. He's
Or
thinking
just
about
hire
it.
the guy to follow you around so that you can have one whenever. I mean, you are an adventurer.
Hire a hireling who follows us around and makes grilled cheese sandwiches when we want them.
You're basically creating the first pizza delivery bag.
Yeah. Yeah,
He
exactly.
wants it to actually
Yeah,
heat things, so yeah, the microwave bag would be the way to go.
that's cool. Yeah, I'll work on that.
If you put
So,
eggs in it, do
Rose,
they become hard boiled?
Heck yeah!
He's gonna work with an
Um,
alchemist to create tinfoil, so we can just cast create bonfire and hold the tinfoil wrapped container in the
But the
fire.
problem is that if he puts the tin foil inside the microwave bag, the whole thing explodes.
Yeah.
Nice. Just lightning shooting everywhere.
Yeah.
Any metal that goes in
No,
there just discharges.
I mean,
yeah.
that could be a weapon, yeah.
I use the same technology as those thermal cubes that you guys have.
Oh man.
So
Yeah,
Rose,
dude.
you know, do you know what we're going after today? I mean, have you found a target?
Well, before we do anything, I think we should at least wait one day and let Aimer sleep to see if I don't know, he
I'm not-
explodes or gets abducted or.
I'm not sleeping yet. I don't even like sleeping. So, well, it's weird that I was sleeping, and I'm just very confused.
Okay.
I would still like to wait at least one day. Because I'm worried something will happen.
For sure.
But after that, I suppose we can start heading towards Bourbon. She'll check with Shadow Rose over the telepathy ring to see how are things proceeding as planned.
Shadowrose is dead.
Well, that's not good. When did that happen?
Sometime between yesterday and today.
Oh shit. Well, that's not good. Oh, well, that means I have my shadow again, because it comes back to me. Like
Correct.
it's not it. I'd have to do the whole ritual again to make it come back.
Right.
It's at my feet. Quick question: since it was destroyed
Yes.
with that wild magic,
Yep.
is it still demon shaped?
When you resummon it, I'll allow you to decide.
All right, interesting.
But your decision is going to be permanent.
Okay, that's fine.
Ricard's gonna look at you, Rose, and be like, "Did you do something different? Something different with your hair today, or something?"
Yeah, Rose looks down at her shadow and just says, "Well, that's unfortunate."
I was trying to give her a compliment.
Oh well, no, my shadow's back, and I didn't summon it,
Oh shit, that's weird.
which means someone destroyed it. That's not good.
How do you destroy a shadow?
Well, when she's out and about, it's pretty easy. It's the same way you destroy anything. You just stab them to
okay.
death. Yeah. I suppose I could just resummon her and ask her. Actually, yeah, you know what? Hold on.
Can you do that? It's not the same simulacrum. It's a new one, right?
Yes, it's a new one, but she knows everything I do.
But you don't know how your shadow was destroyed.
I suppose, yeah, I must have been unconscious during that time. Because we have the connection through the rings of telepathy. We share senses, but
Oh.
it must have been while we were in the Feywild. Or maybe it doesn't work over different planes. That's probably it. So it must have happened while we were gone. Shit. You know what? But that being said, I am going to have to resummon her because she's of no use to me when she's like this. Like she points to the shadow and it's, acting like a normal shadow. It's following her movements perfectly like it should. So I'm going to need to resummon this, which is going to take 12 hours.
We should probably check what year it is, because even though it's the next day, we don't know if, decades have passed and all of our quests have been rendered futile.
No, the little girl who woke me up, she looks exactly the same. It probably was actually just a day.
One can hope.
All right. Well, you guys can do whatever you like. I need to bring her back, so that's going to take 12 hours.
Okay.
And yeah, Rose is literally going to head back over to the consortium,
Okay.
since it's a nice quiet place and no one will bother her.
Yep.
And she will basically just sit down because she already bought 2 more of the obsidian pieces from Oleodark a while back, and she will use one of them, and she will sit down on one of the tables, cast darkness upon herself, and just start the ritual.
Oh. All right.
It's gonna take 12 hours.
All right. Without Sweet August Rose to supervise you guys are the collection of 5 bachelors left alone in town without the goody two shoes of Sweet August Rose.
Well-known goody two shoes.
Yeah. If you guys don't give Brennan something to do, he's probably gonna get drunk and arrested again. Because there's nothing going on.
Right? Cool. So, is anyone stopping Brennan from going off on his own? 5, 4, 3.
I'll say, yeah, Amer's planning on fighting Ronaldo's here shortly. So.
All right. So Brennan goes off and will get drunk doing his thing. Understood?
Yep.
Like Tales of Ba Sing Se. We're all having our own little mini episode.
All right, Amer, you go looking for Ronaldo Basil.
Yep.
Awesome. So as you go looking for him, he's not hard to find. He's one of the, established characters of Nausea, and you can find him easily near the docks. Yes, Sir Amer. Welcome. A blessed day. Isn't it so grand? If a little quiet, all the riffraff have gone.
It is very oddly quiet here. The riffraff, they're going out to
Akeda, yes. I sent several of the Blue Cloaks, of course, because we want to ensure that they don't return with any negative influences, you understand?
Oh no, I completely understand. What I was thinking of here is, wow, how many carts do you have? Wagons, things like that.
Carts? I'm sorry, sir. I don't deal in carts. Chariots, however, sir. Chariots, I have several.
Well, I'm not looking for chariots as much as anything to haul things.
To haul things.
So here's my idea, Ronaldus. So
Yes.
while the consortium and all of our men are off fighting to stop the drug flow into Nausea and
Indeed.
for our continued safety.
Would you agree that that was a noble cause?
Absolutely, which is why
Of course.
my next thought.
It's nice
wanna
being the
hold-
wisest man in Nausea.
You really are, but
Thank you.
I want to hold a festival.
A festival! Well, how grand! What would be the subject of the festival?
Supporting our troops fighting for the good of Nausea.
Oh dear, how such a noble cause. Even the poor people can get involved.
Everyone will get involved. I want to go and buy every single piece of food from every market in Nausea.
Won't that cause a panic?
Not when we tell them it's for a festival in 3. When are they going? Is it like this 3 days? Like
Oh, well, they've left, but we
Yeah,
can
something-
send food through the portal, of course.
No.
Shadrach
I
is
mean
keeping
here.
it open. Oh, keep it here?
Here.
The
It's
festival.
Here in
Celebrate
Nausea.
here while they're gone. Ha ha ha!
Exactly.
So they won't even know. Ha ha!
They'll know we supported them in spirit.
Indeed. Amber, you've been great inspiration.
Why, thank you. Aimer would not punch Ronaldus. If you had asked like a year ago, he absolutely would have murdered Ronaldus in cold blood and left him on the docks. But now they're kind of buddies.
Do you punch him in the shoulder, friend Louis?
I can do that, yes.
Okay.
Aimer goes, I will purchase out of my own pocket all of this, and we'll put up some flyers so that the day
Flyers! Like birds!
like paper, like posters.
Oh! I understand. You wish to vandalize various businesses for the propagation of this festival.
I guess that's one way of putting it.
How jolly! But since it's only paper, it's not a permanent defacement, I suppose we can allow that to slide.
But I will be purchasing everything we can get our hands on for this, and everyone in all of Nausha will be invited, and it will be free for all of the peasantry.
Okay, I'm just going to speak up here.
Yeah.
Because I, as a GM, am extremely suspicious about the benevolence of my players when it comes to situations such as festivals, etc. Are you planning to do anything dastardly here?
No, Aimer will be gone. Because Aimer is going to go also be fighting, so he won't be there for the festival.
Right, which is my
No.
concern.
Yeah, no, he's just holding a festival.
Okay.
Why are you being so nice?
Yeah, no.
All right.
Yeah, no, it's literally, well, part of it is like, he's got a lot of gold and nothing really productive to do with it.
All right. Fair enough.
So it's more along the lines of, he's kind of just turning this into a holiday in the sense of like, this is such a big event in Toivoa that like he feels that it should be celebrated. Plus, he kind of wants to be celebrated as well when he's going out there fighting. So it is a little selfish in his own way. You know what I mean?
Understood.
But
So, Lord Aimer, what should we title the festival? And should there be games?
there'll be games, food, drink, prizes.
Oh.
I'll work on the name part.
We could call it the Zestival.
What? I'm not
Aimer
there.
kind of pauses for a moment and taps his chin. He's like, I like the spirit. We gotta. He's a little more oomph, a little more buzz.
I know. Out of an honor for you and your gift to the poor people, we can simply call the festival the yearly Shastina.
You know what? Aimer's got an ego. I like it. Aimer's gonna reach into his pouch and pull out a very large sum of gold.
Oh dear.
And
You
goes,
have
"Well,
nearly as much gold as I have.
Well, it's gonna all be getting spent. Do you wanna dispatch some of your men so we can go hit the markets?
Of course. And he will wave to several of the blue cloaks who will come running to get the gold and start purchasing all the food in Nausha.
And Aimer's gonna be telling everyone about the festival and just like trying to hype up the crowd, you know,
Oh, I forgot to roll
while
my
he's doing that. And that's what he'll be spending the next 12 hours doing is, putting up posters, telling everyone what's going on.
Yeah.
And, basically just, talking up random peasants, he's kind of starting to enjoy being a little bit more alive at this point. So he's trying to live it up a little bit.
Okay. Cool. So, as you guys prepare the Shastina, we look over at Testudinidae. Testudinidae, food is being purchased and preparations for a festival are beginning.
He ran to get, I think his real
Okay.
food was ready and he went to go get it.
Understood? Ricard, what are you doing today?
I mean, if everybody's going their own ways, he's probably gonna sit there awkwardly at the table for a little bit and be like, he'll go back to the consortium and grab his guitar, and he'll just kind of sit out in front of the consortium and not trying to busk, but he'll just sit out there playing the guitar for a little while.
Awesome. Cool. There's a couple people who will stop by and look at you and think that you're a Ricard impersonator playing the guitar on the streets of Nausea.
He won't give anything up. He'll just give him a nod as they
Yep.
glance at him.
You'll gain a grand total of 4 silver pieces worth of copper, so it's 40 copper pieces.
Hey, that's pretty good.
From little kids who run by and put little copper pieces at your feet.
He'll just when he's done, he'll find like the nearest down on their luck looking person and give him that along with another 2 gold on top of it.
The down on your luck guy looks up at you. Who are you, sir?
King Ricard von Karth.
Well, not my king, but I thank you nonetheless.
Sure.
He takes the
No
coins
problem.
and will head off in the direction of the local bar.
Yeah, Ricard will just nod. Makes sense.
All right. Test for dinner day. What would you be doing today as the entire town of Nausea is beginning to prepare for the Shastina festival?
Well, Testadide is going to go shopping for a particular item. He's going to try and find a potter because he needs a gem-encrusted bowl worth 1,000 gold. Fortunately, he's got the gem, so he just needs the bowl.
Okay. You can easily find a very simple pot and have him take your gemstones and encrust it into the clay. It looks
Very
like the
well.
very worst dollar store tchotchke Goodwill off-cut brand thing that someone did as a craft fair project. But it's worth 1,000 gold just because of gemstones.
Yep. Well, nice doing business with him, and
It's going to
gonna
cost
head
you
back to
5
his
copper
room.
pieces, sir.
he's going to put down the silver, thank him for his patronage, and thank him for his business, and go back to bed. Because
Okay.
because he's still missing that dream he had where all of these shenanigans have been put to rest.
Going to go try to chase it down.
He's basically like when you've had a really good dream and you want to go back to sleep hoping that you can get just one more flicker of it.
Yep. So, you go back to bed. Echo, what are you doing, sir?
Yeah, Echo is going to start by, he's looking for a wizard's spell book. He figures there's a lot of wizards out there who's probably died and left their spell book to somebody, or, their spell books have been found on the battlefield, or who knows what. So he's going to start with Judas, but he's looking for wizard spell books that already have spells written in them.
Right? Well, Judith doesn't have any at her own place, but she's going to recommend that you check out estate sales here in town.
Okay. So he's going to head over to the estate sales.
All right? This is not a thing that I don't think Echo Rex has ever done, has he?
No, he has not.
Awesome.
He hasn't been able to cast spells from a spell book until now.
All right. Well, you're able to find a spell book after the 4th estate sale, and it's a dusty old tome. It's got a lock on it. Looks like Aber could probably easily unlock it, but it's labeled the Ominous Manual of the Satyr.
Okay.
Yep. I will put that in chat for you here.
How much is that going to cost me?
Because it's an estate sale, they're trying to get rid of everything here in order to pay off the debts of the land. So, you're going to have to pay a whopping 2 gold. Because these people don't know what they're selling.
Echo doesn't
Oh,
know what
that's
he's buying
fantastic.
technically either, to be fair. So
That's true. Okay, and then you know what, I might be able to find what else I need at this state sale as well. I need a finely crafted woven bag.
You can find several old liquor bags.
Okay. Something that looks like a Crown Royal bag, maybe.
Exactly.
no. You need
Yeah,
a
I need-
Patron Platinum bag. Okay.
Patron
I'm not gonna-
Platinum? What the heck
So,
is this?
Okay.
Let me look this up.
It's one of the high-end Patrons, but I'm not a fan of tequila, nor do I like Patron. But the Platinum bag is so nice.
I'm
I
happy
used to
look
like
this
Patron.
That's what my dice are in. Is a Patron.
Yeah.
Okay.
bag.
I can see the bag, and yeah, that's pretty fancy.
Yeah. I got it for
Never
free,
got the bag.
so.
But it needs to be big enough that I can fit a couple of sandwiches in it.
Looks like, yeah. You could
I
easily
think-
fit a couple sandwiches in that bag.
And then I'm gonna go look for sapphires. I need about 5 or 6 sapphires worth about $1,000 a piece.
Yeah, let me go ahead and post this link here. Hopefully that works. That's what we're talking about, right, Joe?
Yeah, that's good.
Oh, that's. I mean, hold on. That might be another bag, a newer one.
Anyway. That's a Patron Tequila bag. Limited edition.
Oh, that's one of the that's their cooler bag. I didn't
Yeah.
know they made one of those.
Uh-oh, I just made Joe go buy something.
No, I'm thinking. I gotta find the one for my dice bag.
All right, so what else were you looking for, Echo? As you're going to have to spend a gold on that.
Yes, I'll do that. And then I want to purchase 6,000 in gold pieces worth of sapphires.
Okay, you can go to the jewelry shop, the Black Diamond. The proprietor there doesn't really like you, but will sell you the gemstones.
Oh, very good.
Miss Oleodark.
Yep.
I think the rest of my day is going to be spent enchanting this bag, working out the mechanics of how to do that.
Okay.
I love how the gem store, even if he doesn't like him and wants to overcharge him, if he charges him twice as much, well, then he still has X gold worth of sapphires.
Precisely.
Does that mean we can just wash trade our items and
Nice try.
to arbitrarily increase their value? Because value is an inherently strange thing to base limitations on, because value is in the eye of the beholder, and it's never really made sense. Sorry. Like, yeah, like what happens if there's like an economic depression? Is
The
it just like
problem
really
is-
easy to cast spells?
The problem with that is when it's in the eye of the beholder, the anti-magic field goes off and nothing matters.
Well,
Every time.
I did have a player who, in a end of the campaign wish spell, wished for onyx to be the least valuable substance in the world, and so any necromancer then required a literal mountain of onyx to make a zombie.
Oof. That'd be fun. All right. So,
Yeah, I think that's for Echo until it's bedtime.
cool. You going to try to enchant this thing? Let's get your enchanter's check.
Yeah, so we're going to create a microwoven bag.
All right. The microwave bag. Gosh, Eric has to go make a microwave bag now.
And if this is successful, then I'm going to go back and purchase some barbecue sandwiches.
Understood. You got to roll a DC 20. All right, you have made a microwave bag.
Pretty sure you can't fail that.
Right.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm totally cool with us making a microwave bag. It only has enough space in it for 5 pounds, but that's plenty for what you're doing.
I mean, shoot,
Yeah,
that's
that's
you
pretty-
can like a good like a small ham. You could just
I rolled a 4 on that.
Right. Just don't roll a 1 and you're good.
That's right. Excellent. Thank you, sir.
Yep.
Yeah.
I will add that
Let's
to
go
the
and see
to-do
that.
list to make the microwave bag.
Awesome. Thank you.
I'll try to have it done by next week.
Yeah, it's no hurry. We know what it is.
Yep.
Yeah, it is mission critical. We need this back, Eric.
Yep.
No slacking.
Yeah.
Hey,
Now go,
man.
like, buy
Yesterday I had to make
pound
a
of,
decanter of
hard
endless
corn
coffee.
kernels.
Just saying. I gotta get the wording on this one right because there are ways we can break this thing.
Yeah, put it on somebody's head.
Yeah. Put it on someone's head. You're now 300 degrees cooked.
Oh no.
So Eric, the way I envision this is you whisper into the bag, in Draconic, how long you want it to cook. And then you close the bag up, and when it's done, you can hear an audible bell ring. And so you open up the bag and you return to that.
Yeah. And you could have easily picked up the bell at an estate sale. Everyone knows that there's always bells at estate sales.
Yeah,
Ding.
that's awesome.
Is it in that case, can we buy a sufficiently large bell and just attach it to Aimer?
Yeah. Not sure if there is one big enough for that.
It wouldn't make any noise.
All right. So, you guys spend the entire day doing your various activities. In
I'm
the
just gonna
evening,
put off, by the way, that I
sorry?
spent 10,000. I'm gonna put on my thing. I spent 10,000 gold, by the way.
very well. That is enough to cause the entire town to have a major festival with carnival games and everything.
Yep. And like the name, like me as a player was gonna name it something more like, you know, to about the event. But once he's like this Shastina, like my character, of course, has enough of an ego. He's gonna be like, oh yeah, let's make it about me.
All right, the Shastina Festival in Nausea. We'll have to create
Ricard will
an
spend
article
any.
for that.
Sorry, go ahead.
We'll create an article for that. Go ahead, sir.
I was just gonna say Ricard would spend any of his other time that he's not playing the guitar, just like kind of walking the streets and talking to just the common folk and realizing he needs to do this in Barth when he has an opportunity. You know, just kind of trying to get a feel for the everyday life.
Yep. Cool. So, you guys can spend the entire day doing your various activities and recollect at the Longstriders Consortium. Everyone except for Brennan.
I was gonna ask, do I need to roll to see if I made it back?
Yep. I'm going to roll a D100, and I'm going to let you choose if you want to go higher or lower on yours. So, we're going to set the DC as a 31. So, I'm going to ask you to roll a D100, but you get to call it higher or lower to make it back safely.
Let's go lower.
Okay, to make it back safely. So, there's a greater
Yeah.
chance that you ended up in prison.
Yeah.
Okay?
Do I have a D100? No, I don't.
Just
Okay.
do slash roll 1D100.
Backslash roll 1D100.
All right, you
Oh,
got
no.
a 33.
Oh, wow.
Sir, you end up in prison, but they let you go fairly quickly.
That's fair, given it was close.
Yeah.
Maybe.
You got a
was on me and
citation
I'm just
and just let go.
disgusted. Yeah, just disgusted. Let him out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just, urinating in public.
Yeah. Oh yeah, jumping off roofs and stuff.
Yeah.
Being crazy.
Disorderly conduct is, I think, what we're going to go for.
Disorderly conduct. Yeah.
Just a little
That sounds
misdemeanor.
familiar.
That's it.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to stay on the legal side of things here. By the way, spoiler warning, there will be a project coming in the new year where we are going to start working on all the 21 laws. If anyone wants to be involved, be ready for that.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I could.
Or,
yeah, that
or it
sounds
could just be
fun.
that Brennan was smelling so bad it was declared a public nuisance and they would only let him go once he touched a cleansing stone.
Like hazardous waste. You have to quarantine him.
Oof. All right. So, you guys can all meet up at the Longstars Consortium after your day of rest.
Is Rose? Is it still within the 12 hours? Is she? Because if she is, I mean, she's still doing
Well,
the
12
ritual.
hours from 10 a.m. to 12 to 10 p.m. It would be dark out.
Well, I'm asking if does Testu come back before the 10 p.m.
Test you? Do you come back before 10 p.m.?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
All
Echo
right.
would for sure.
Yeah, Rose. The orb of darkness around her has been shrinking, so right now you can see probably it's almost done actually. So you can probably see her upper body as she's meditating there. But Rose is going to ask Testu if he can't use his most power that spell that makes us all tougher. If he can't cast that on her as powerfully as he can, well, it's within 8 because it lasts a long time.
That's clever.
Yeah, it lasts 8 hours, so you want it now?
Yeah, it should, as long as it lasts with the next 2 hours or so.
Okay. Desdemona pulls out the little card that he keeps in his vest pocket, snaps it out of existence, and casts a 9th level aid on Rose, himself, and Echo.
Awesome.
That's 40 hit points, right?
Yep.
Okay.
That's
So that
nice.
so
a good
I
idea.
go up to 238. So yeah, after that she just nods and says thank you and continues to do the meditation. Slowly over time, the darkness orb is going to shrink into the piece of obsidian she has in her lap, and when it's done, her shadow will be, sentient again.
Cool.
So yeah, she is going to wait until that time. So
So, Testu, I'm going to need your help as well.
All right. What did you get stuck in where? Let me go get my
38.
gloves.
divided by 2.
So, yeah, I'm probably not going to be messing with the Eye of Hydra as much as I have been now that Rose can do it and we have those rings. So, but I do need to cast a spell on the Eye of Hydra. And when I do it, if I screw this up, you know how powerful this thing is. If I screw it up and end up drooling on the floor, I'm going to need you to fix whatever I broke, if that makes sense.
Okay. Yep. I've got a greater restoration in the chamber.
Microsoft.
And if you start drooling on the floor, I'm gonna draw a very nice picture of it and frame it here in the consortium.
Yeah.
Oh, and meanwhile, Tessadide's left claw is dangling by a pouch where he has procured a brush and a bottle of ink because he saw his reflection.
Understood.
So you can guess how he's wishing that this roll goes.
Echo is going to cast instant summons on the Eye of Hydra,
Okay.
but he has to touch it in order to do that. So he's going to have to make his.
Oh, this is going to be an interesting combo wombo
Yeah.
here. Some instant summons.
Before he does that, he's going to cast Bless on himself.
Okay.
That's about as good as I can do.
Well, I'll
And,
do
he'll
a
drink a
resistance on you
potion.
then.
Resistance. Ooh, okay. And then I'll take a potion of advantage.
Okay.
Let me find my potions.
I'm picturing you mess up the spell, and now if someone smashes the Eye of Hydra, it summons you.
Right. Here we go.
Ooh, that's an interesting combo wombo here. All right.
That's what I was afraid of. I'm going to use my inspiration to re-roll that.
Oh no!
Spoil sport.
That's not good,
That's what I was
sir.
worried about. That's why.
Oh, then he hit the 20 with the inspiration though.
Yeah. So that
still hit it.
should do the trick.
That is exactly what you needed. Was a 20.
Yeah, and I got 2d4 to go with it.
Yep.
Well, no, Rose isn't with. Wait, is that emboldening bond or?
No, the resistance. On
Oh,
top
the
of
resistance, right? I'm sorry. Yeah.
That's
Less
not
resistance,
Bless.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
You're good.
So
Now.
yeah.
Yeah.
So Echo cast instant summon on the Eye of Hydra, and
You touched it. You made the saving throw.
Yeah.
You can cast scrying right now, should you choose to do so.
ooh, I want to scry on the bracers of the whistling bird.
The scrying on on the bracers of whistling birds.
Isn't that the name of it? What's the,
Yep.
who got the name of it?
Cool. So let me pull them up real quick here. Pull them up right now. So, as you scry upon the bracers of whistling birds, this is what we're looking at. You're going to see the inside of a cabinet.
So I think we've established that you are within 10 feet.
Yep.
You can see within 10 feet of the object.
Yep.
So if
So,
it's in a cabinet, you would like see the surroundings of the cabinet, right?
yes, sir. You can see the surroundings of the cabinet. This is in an armory. You can't tell where the armory is, but there's a variety of display cases here with various artifacts and magical items.
Oh, okay. It's probably warded quite well, I would imagine.
Yeah, this appears
Okay.
to be in a vault of some kind. You look behind you, there is a large square surface that seems to be made of some gray metal.
The vault is, what material is the vault? The walls.
The walls are all
made.
metal as well.
Oh wow. Okay.
But there's good news. It's not in anyone's possession.
Okay. That's what I wanted to know.
Okay. All right. Is that all you're going to try on?
Yeah.
All right.
That gives me some ideas. I'm definitely not going to teleport there myself and
Understood.
try to grab them. Okay. Yeah, I'm good.
Cool. As you regain your senses, the Eye of Kydrin will fade and no longer have magical powers for today.
Testadune just sigh and takes his hand away from that pouch.
And then Echo's going to cast. He's going to use Cartomancer,
Okay.
and he's going to cast Instant Summon on his rod,
Okay.
and he'll be done.
Understood. Got it. Cool. Where do you store your sapphires?
Later, I have a plan for those later. They're going to go in the pocket dimension. They're going to go in the demi plane that Echo's clone is in.
Okay.
But right now, they're going to have to be in his handy haversack.
Okay.
the
So
moment.
they're in the handy haversack. Just
Until-
establishing where they are.
Until he has another wish available.
Understood. Cool.
Yeah, so I think after that, he would probably grab something to eat, talk with Testu and Ricard, and then go to bed.
So you see that Aemon and Ricard have moved the tables out of the middle of the consortium, and they're like Aemon's taking off his cloak and whatnot, and they're talking about having a wrestling match.
Ooh, that's not a bad idea. You know what we should do? We should like redecorate the entire consortium and like move everything out of its normal place, so when they get back, everything looks different, or at least is moved around.
You're a
Ricard just
being of
like points over at
incredible
Echo and he's just like shaking his head like, yes, that is a great idea. But first, he points over at Amer. Are you sure you want to do this?
I've been learning from watching Rose, and I wanna test out what I've got.
Okay. I'll take it easy.
Oh,
on
did you actually take? Oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
and Ricard's gonna hold out his hand to shake Amers before the match.
And Aemon will shake his hand, and goes, "Are you ready?"
I'm ready.
With that, just want to do like opposed checks here.
And it's whoever goes first does the grapple. Yeah.
Yeah. Aemon will go. You can go first, Ricard.
Okay. He kind of cocks his head to the side and then with a blink he just suddenly rushes you. And I will roll my athletics check.
You have a really high athletics check.
Ooh, terrible roll.
It was a
That's
terrible
not
roll.
good, sir.
Yeah, but Amer's reliable talent's going to clobber you.
Yeah.
That's the way. Aemon, like, he kind of just like swings himself between your legs and pops up behind you.
Yeah,
And
Ricardo's
from-
gonna like stumble towards the bar and just like look over his shoulder, like, what just happened?
And from that, what Aimer is gonna attempt to do here is jump onto your shoulders and like just wrap his legs around your neck for his attempt
Okay.
here. Back to back 18s.
I mean, 37 is the best that I can get. So even though he almost is ready to react, you still get up on his shoulders.
He goes, it's nice up here.
He's going to try to like grab you under the armpits and flip you over the front of him. There we
Ooh,
go.
Good roll. Good roll. I gotta roll pretty good on this one too. Oh.
Ooh, got him.
So you do manage to dislodge the Aimer here. And Aimer's like, ooh, my armpit's a little ticklish. And he'll go. Let's see. So you picked them up off of you by the armpits? Is that what you went
Yeah, and like just flipped him forward onto the ground in front of him.
by? Aimer from that point is gonna try to use his legs just to kind of lock under your knees.
Yeah.
I rolled a 4.
Are we sure this is still wrestling?
I think technically you win that one because it goes to wait, no, I was the attacker, so I guess I do win that one.
Well, Ricard is shirtless here, Testu, and sweating heavily, so...
Yeah. Giggity. So now Aimer's holding on to your legs with his legs.
Yeah, and Ricard just kind of like cocks his head back and laughs.
What are you gonna do, Ricard? Aimer says this. He's in a very weird position while he does this.
All right.
Like reach around his back to like grab your ankle and kind of like try to pull you between his legs, throw you around.
Here we go.
Oh. Aimer slides through and goes, ah.
Got him.
I think that was him dislodging himself, or dislodging me from him.
Yep.
I keep holding on to him. He keeps getting out. He's like, Rose makes it look so easy. He kind of gets up and what would he do at this point? He's again gonna kind of jump for the upper part of you because your legs are honestly nothing he can take down. So he's also being obnoxiously loud as he does this. As he's gonna try to jump on and like grab you, kind of in like, not like a one-armed chokehold, you know, just elbow underneath your chin.
Okay.
Got him.
So you on his back right now?
Yeah, he's on Ricard's back. Yeah.
Okay, Ricard's gonna be like, I don't like stuff on my back, and he's gonna try to grab you and throw you over his shoulder again.
Bam.
That's Arcana.
You go
Aimer just
yeeted.
flies forward, and he just lands on his back. Goes, okay, buddy, okay. I can't take much more of that. Rose makes this look so easy.
I think you pulled some good stuff off there. You might be able to use that in actual combat.
Oh, thanks.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks for letting me
I
try.
think I'm surprised, Ricard. You're much better at that than I thought. I thought Aimer was going to get you for sure.
Have you seen him? He does stuff like this all the time. If Rose wasn't doing weird bros things, I would have asked her, but because I think I would have had a better chance.
I don't know, she's pretty skilled too, my man.
Yeah, but like I look at your arms, I look at her arms, and I'm just like, I probably have a better chance against her.
I think
But then
she's
again,
had a little
look at
bit more
my arms.
practice.
Maybe.
Ricard offers his hand to pick Aimer up off the ground.
Amer takes the hand, and he's just he's still kind of got the breath knocked
punches.
out of him a little bit, like, that was a good throw.
He punches like a girl, though.
Who, me or Ricard?
No, Rose. She punches
well-
like a girl.
She is a girl. I'd hope she punched like a girl.
She's just trying, like, all this noise and banter is happening, and she's just trying to concentrate on top of this
Like,
table.
Literally
You may
wooden
punch like a
chairs just
girl,
like
but you
scraping
punch
across the
like a
fucking
girl.
ground and shit.
Oh, we're about to make a ton of racket. Now it's time to like reorganize the entire consortium and move
Yeah, you're
everything out of place.
moving the table she's on top of just to annoy her.
Yeah.
After that, Amer pulls out one of his cold sandwiches because he's still, he doesn't have a microwave bag, and he sits down at one of the tables
right.
that has a broken chair and eats a sandwich.
So I'm going to do this fun thing where I'm going to ask you guys this week. I'm going to give you guys homework this week, where I need you guys to please annotate the map of the Longstreeters Consortium and give me the updates.
Yeah.
Well, is there an existing map of the?
It's there in the Spirits
consortium?
and Fellowship for you guys.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Wow.
nice.
And right now, all the middle part is cleared out. And there's a slight indent of Amer in the middle of it. Like,
Yep.
he kind of busted into the wood a little bit. So
You guys didn't know I had that, did you?
No?
no,
No.
not at all.
We should like glue all the chairs to the ceiling.
Oh my god, amazing.
You guys have the
Sovereign
opportunity
glue?
here to mess with all the other parties. Just saying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Gotta find
That's,
a way to use magic. The problem is magic usually doesn't last long.
No.
enough, but,
Sovereign glue can only be undone with a wish or universal solvent.
Yeah.
It's the worst use of sovereign glue and also the best use.
Yeah.
All right. Tomorrow morning, I'm buying all the sovereign glue Judith has.
Okay. There's enough to put the chairs on the ceiling or the tables on the ceiling, not both.
All right. I think Echo's going to go to bed once all that's done.
The
We probably
shenaniganery.
spend a couple of hours.
Yeah.
We probably spend a couple of hours doing that.
Okay. Awesome. Let me know what you have done so that I can keep it canon. You little vandals.
It was Echo's idea. Echo
I've
did it.
never seen this place without Brad in it. I mean, like in 4 years, I don't.
No,
Even
Brad
the
was
last time
gone.
we've done any other time we've done raids, Brad's always been here.
Yep.
Brad was gone one other time actually. He went and did a job, and we came in there. I don't know if you missed
Yeah.
that session, but there was one other
I
time.
think he
Brad
missed
was
that session.
gone. Yeah.
So, yeah, go to bed.
I think he was down under at the time.
Oh, that could have been. I don't remember exactly when it happened, but I have to know that.
All right. So you guys can all go to bed and get a long rest. Brennan, you have your little citation. They've let you off with a warning, no fine.
I think let's see, what would have he would have had some type of written citation, I'm guessing.
Yes, sir.
So while everyone would be gluing things, I think he would just glue that to the wall somewhere too. We need to figure out where.
Understood?
I mean, so have you guys seen Poltergeist back in the day?
Yes.
You could just do that with it. So we put the tables on the ceiling, and then the chairs we put all in one giant
Pile.
creepy statue in the middle.
Okay.
Oh, that's so fun. Because then I wonder if whoever stumbles across it would try to make a connection between the citation and what happened.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, so like that.
I like it.
Casadena just gives a long sigh and says, "Y'all really overthought this. If you wanted to really prank him, you don't make it obvious that they've been pranked. You just file down each of the chairs by an inch or two."
That's like, yeah, that's like Winston from, what's the name of that show with Deschanel in it? His pranks are so subtle that nobody ever knows they're pranked.
Well, someone in this
Rose?
party has to understand the very concept of subtlety.
Yep.
Yeah.
Gamer is only subtle when he goes and kills people. If he's not killing people, he's very opposite of subtle.
So Rose,
But-
do we have a target? You know where you want to
Oh,
go?
so well, hold on. Did we take a long rest, or what happened?
You guys can take a long rest,
So,
but
well,
Echo's asking before you do that. Do you have a target?
no, I have a bad feeling that something went horribly wrong, and that's the only reason I can explain why my doppelganger was killed. If it's past 10 o'clock, she'll ask the doppelganger. Does she know what happened? You know, it never hurts to ask.
She does not. And
No.
does she have the demon traits?
No, it's back to normal.
Okay.
Yep.
Can you carry that bond between planes? Is that what did her in?
I have no idea. It technically the thing goes by basically the same rules as simulacrum. So
Yeah, simulacrum, it exists whether you're on the same plane or not.
so the answer is yes, but Rose doesn't know that. So
So you don't know where we can find a glyph key then, do you?
Well, like I said, I was hoping I had one of my agents on it, but I was hoping that when we arrive in Bourbon, I would have a nice little report ready for me about who has what and who we can target. But it seems that something has gone wrong, which is worrying.
I mean, it just means that your spy had been found out. I mean,
Well, my clone
probably, yeah.
my clone was organizing everything. If she's dead,
We've at least lost the element of surprise, right?
it bodes not well. I mean, it could have always been something silly. Maybe a piano fell on her head, for all I know. It might have nothing to do with Cervantes, but how likely is that?
I don't know. You have to let us know. We don't know.
It's not likely. It more than likely some security was tripped. They're onto us, and there's a good chance when we arrive, my agents will be dead, and I'm preparing for the worst.
As you guys are sitting here,
Maybe your thing that looked like a fiend ran into a paladin, and the paladin wanted to go all paladin on it.
as you guys are sitting here, over near the fireplace, you see a piece of a little bird come down the chimney and burn up.
Like a paper bird?
A paper bird had to find its way into the Logsters Consortium, and because it's buttoned up so tight, it has just burnt.
Anyone have
I mean-
mending?
I think
Yeah. I do, but I don't know if it will cover that. Let's see.
It will not cover a burnt paper bird.
No, it's a single tear or a broken chain link.
Oh.
Something broken, but not burnt up.
I don't think I have any magic that can help with that.
Wait a minute. You can physically repair, if there's anything left of it, we'll check it.
Sure.
If there's anything left of it, you can physically repair a magic item, which it is.
So you're going
But
to
you
reach
can't
in and
restore
try
the
to
magic
pull it
to
out?
Yeah.
it's just a
But
normal
you
fire.
can't repair but you can't restore the magic to it, which doesn't matter because it's been delivered.
Right?
If there's anything left of it, I'll just pick up whatever ash is left,
Sure.
any piece of corner of it,
Sure.
and I'll cast mending to try and physically repair it.
Okay.
I'm imagining Echo just reaching into the ongoing fire to find the piece.
He takes 1 point of
Yeah,
damage that he's resistant to. Right.
Yeah.
All right. So
And-
as he resists the fire and sticks his hand right in there and pulls out the smoldering corner of the paper bird, you pull it out, you extinguish the smolder, and with your mending, the paper bird is restored and begins flapping furiously in your fingers.
Oh, in that case, I'll let it go.
It flies over to Sweet August Rose, and unfolds.
She's gonna frown at it, and just for a second, and just remember, there's no such thing as good or bad news. There's just news. She is going to unfold the letter and read it.
Okay, I'm going to send this to you. There you go.
Send that to me, Eric, not
Oh,
Rose.
I sent that to Sweet August Rose.
I mean, I got it too. Which was why I was laughing.
Do I have... How did you see it?
Oh,
I know
no,
what's going on.
He was controlling Rose last week.
That'll do it.
Goodbye,
Yeah.
goodbye. You no longer have control over Sweet August Rose.
No one tells me what to do.
I don't think even
yeah,
Sweet August Rose has full control over Sweet August Rose.
Also, Ricard reminded me of something. I didn't pull out my shenanigans in our fight, and now I have regrets as a player.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Rose actually arches an eyebrow at that and just says, well, that's actually relief. Good news. All of my plans haven't been smashed and strewn to the wind.
You just said there was no such thing as good news. So
Yeah,
are you lying to me now?
Yes.
Wow, that's rude.
Whatever
He's
you
been
say,
saying
Professor.
Crazy stuff like that for weeks.
More than weeks. Months in game. As long as you guys have known her. But yeah, she just says yes. Well, of course. And the message isn't signed or anything?
Nope, no signatures. There is a design embossed into the surface of it, though. And the design, let me make sure I get this right. The design is of a lily.
Okay. Well, so I am a bit of a skeptic, so this could be an elaborate trap, and my cell has been discovered and tortured and had all the information they had plundered, which would be terrible. And this could be an elaborate trap to lure me back to the city. But we have to go there anyways, so... I believe some of you have cast some of your most powerful spells, so I think it would be wise, just in case this is a trap, to rest and prepare.
So what are you talking about? What did the letter say?
Oh, it says that the garden was intact. However, my alternate self got a little too curious for her own good, which is worrisome. It's implying that everyone else is fine, just my clone did something stupid and got herself killed somehow.
I believe it. You do stupid things too. Hey, I might want to talk, but I'm just saying, it's absolutely believable.
She looks up and she's considering that. I mean, yeah, fair point. She is me, however, she is not nearly as strong as I am, so I imagine that could lead to some overestimation of her abilities.
Now I have to ask, what magic items did Shadow Rose have on her?
We had a hat of disguise, the ring of protection, and the ring of telepathy
Okay.
that connects her to real Rose.
All right.
So I don't know if I should. I mean, I still have those on my sheet, and I put a note
Yep.
on them that they were in Shadow Rose's possession.
Those are now missing, but leave them on the sheet for now.
Yeah, and she also had 2,000 gold, but she may have
she spent all that.
Yeah, she spent that, put it in the fund. Yeah. That was for general
Supplies
monetary
and-
purpose.
yeah.
Yeah.
That got consumed long ago.
Okay. So, yeah. Rose is just going to shrug and just be like, well, it is what it is.
Now, I have a question.
Yes, sir.
What are we looking at for the time frame of this upcoming mission? Is this a get in, hit it, and retreat, or is this a something where we're going in and spending multiple days there?
More than likely the latter. There's still a lot of groundwork that needs to be done, but also, Aimer, I know you haven't used these in a while, but you know those disguise kits you use every now and then?
I mean, I have one. Yeah, I keep it in my bag.
It'd probably be wise to use that on all of us.
You want me to disguise all of you?
I mean, we need to. I'm going to be blunt. We're fairly well known.
How am I gonna disguise that? He points to the other day.
I don't know. Paint me blue, glue some spikes on.
Yeah, Brennan has a kit too.
I mean,
I mean,
I
what are you
can't
gonna do? You're
even
gonna
argue
paint him-
that.
with some
Yeah.
robes, I guess he could look like a human with hunchback.
You know, turtles aren't exactly super rare, right? I could just look like a different turtle. It's not like you mammals can tell us apart.
That's fair. I just wouldn't know where to start with that. Like, what's the difference? I've only seen like 4 of your kind, so I don't know. Do I just like paint you yellow instead of green? Do I like?
He said blue.
Is
It puts
blue a
spikes
normal
on it.
color? Is blue a normal color for? A
Oh,
turtle?
absolutely.
Okay. Like, see, Aimer doesn't know. He doesn't like.
There are blue
There's nothing that-
tortoises IRL.
See, Aimer hasn't really had to deal with them much. It's not like there's
Oh.
some turtle revolution where they're going and like causing
Give it-
political drama need to die.
Yeah, or you could paint him black and give him those little red. I love those turtles. The ones with the red marks on their face.
Red sliders.
Is that what they're called?
Yeah.
Red.
Catch them down at Lions
Yeah.
Park.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they're all over the place here.
Yeah.
Red sliders.
Red-eared sliders, sorry.
Or I could just get some different colored
Yeah,
robes.
these guys. I
that's-
love these guys.
That's how you folks tell me apart, is just from the color of the robes. If another turtle walked by in this robe, you'd be like, hey, he doesn't. Hey.
Yes, I actually exactly do that. But more people might understand
whoops.
turtles better than I do. So
Destiny just looks at Echo and says, and this is why, your kind having 5 natural colors makes it a little easier to tell you apart.
Web
Yeah,
P
yeah.
freaking stupid. Just want to post a picture. Jeez. I hate that format so much. Ugh.
Yep.
well, I'll go talk to. So is Judith's shop like the general store as well, Eric?
No, she just does magic items. I am working on getting a general store NPC at
Okay.
some point.
I just want to make sure who I'm gonna go to.
Yeah, you'll
Amber's
go
gonna
to the
go
general
buy a couple more disguise kits so he
Sure.
has more supplies because his Amarella disguise doesn't really take much out of his kit. He puts a little makeup on, redoes his hair. So like it's really not taking a whole lot out of him.
store. Right, it's
Now, if
more
he's
of a
going-
walk in the stance.
Yes.
There we go.
So if he's gonna disguise everyone, he's gonna need more goods.
What are you gonna do with Echo? Like paint him green? I can walk on all fours like an alligator.
You see Amer come back with just his arms full of just like random boxes of things, and he looks around and he goes, "Well, when are we wanting to do this, Rose?
Well, preferably before we leave.
Where are we going?
Bourbon.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if we were going for that yet. I
We're
still
doing the
don't know-
thing?
I guess so. I didn't sleep last night, but I still feel fine. I didn't.
Well, you should get some rest. Like I said, we may be walking into a trap, so I prefer it if our casters over there had all their magic available.
Oh, are we still? Is this still at night before we take the long
Yes.
rest?
Yes, sir.
It's still like 11 o'clock, I imagine.
Yeah, at this point it's 11 p.m. because you guys still haven't fired on the long rest, which is fine. We're just check marking things before you do so.
And Bourbon will end up in the House of Flowers when we teleport to
Yes.
Bourbon.
Which, like I said, may be a trap, which is why I want all of you loaded for bear.
100 more gold, I spent.
And if it's not a trap, we need the disguises because we're going to be out and about, and well, we're relatively
Rose,
notorious at this point.
Rose is
Oh.
not a glass half empty kind of girl. She's a who stole my glass kind of girl.
If we're doing the
mean-
thing,
We're all empty.
if we're doing the thing tomorrow, I've got a thought experiment for you guys, especially you nerds over there.
Mm-hmm.
If we want to capture somebody and get them to Karth, what is the best way for us to do that?
Got that covered. Who do you want to capture?
If we run across my old friend Malachi,
What does he do? What's his normal profession?
he was, as far as I knew, his profession was drinking buddy back in the day. But now he seems to do some magical shit. I don't really know what.
Yeah.
But I do have a little bit of his blood here, if that's helpful in any way.
Definitely helpful. You can use that to scry on him.
There we
Good
go.
dealing with the magical.
Yeah,
type.
if we run into him, I can. It kind of, I had some other preparations I was going to make, but I can. If we run into him, I can. Well, there's a very good chance we can take him with us rather easily.
If I get my hands on him, he's probably not getting anywhere. Amer cracks his knuckles.
Yeah. And then sorry.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, yeah. After we grab him and incapacitate him, we could simply just teleport him to Karth.
Well, if any of you are confident about this, then I trust in you.
Actually, wait,
100%.
I can put him in a prison. I can put him in a prison and put him in our pocket, and we can
Yeah.
take him wherever we want.
Actually, I don't think teleport would work because he has to be willing. I think. Hold on.
Yeah, he does.
Okay, so yeah, you'd have to shove him into a demiplane. Then we go to Karth, and then you open the demiplane in
don't
Karth.
worry.
No, I've got
worry.
something
Or
better.
what you
I've
can
got something
do
better than that. Yeah.
is you can murder him, then go there, and then hopefully by the time you get there, we'll be using the 2024 rules, and resurrection doesn't require consent anymore.
No. I'm just gonna chop his fingers off till he agrees to go. Because we can literally just
Okay,
chop
so-
his fingers off, regenerate them back, and I can keep doing this to him until he agrees.
Listen,
So
I'm not the one that he wronged here. I didn't have to suffer. My mother and father had to suffer for 1,500 years while I was missing. So any justice that's dealt to Malachi needs to be dealt from them.
Oh, I wasn't talking about justice. I was just making sure he would be willing to go with us.
Understand? Just making that clear.
Yeah, no. I have no. That's your business. I just want to make sure you can do your business. That's all.
Well,
And who knows?
Did-
Maybe Brennan wants more fingers.
Did Shadow Rose ever encounter anyone named Malachi while she was doing her things?
Negative.
No, all right. She's just checking. Okay, yeah, Rose. We'll keep an eye out. We can ask my goon if she has seen or heard of Malachi. She's been working very hard to keep track of, or to locate as many figures of importance in the city. So if anyone would know, she would. Let's see. Her name is, what was it? I wrote it down. God, I gotta sort my notes. Yeah, we need to speak to Silver Jasmine.
Is it like a T? Are you
I'm-
going to see
I
dancing?
thought I
Girl?
thought I knew a dancer named that somewhere.
Yeah, I'm about to say that sounds like a dancing girl, Rose. Are you going to the dance without me? That's really rude. Like, I'll take the insults, but going to see dancers without me? He looks as he frowns and just shakes his head at Rose.
yeah, let's get ready to go. I think I've got something for your buddy if we need to grab him, I can grab him.
Okay.
Appreciate it, Echo.
Well, knowing that we need disguises, I'll go procure some clothes and be back.
I already bought all that stuff. Don't worry.
Yeah, I think the distinct white clerical robes of Anwa would give me away no matter how you disguise these.
Oh yeah, no. I have new robes for you.
Well, I've got
I mean-
something I've had my eye on, and I think I'm going to go use this as an excuse to buy it.
That's fine. I'm sure. I would never use all of this disguise stuff ever. I would never do crime. I'm a good law-abiding citizen. Wait, Amber looks around. He's like, "Wait, no one's here. Never mind. I'm using all this stuff later."
That's what it's for. Right. So, well, if the others go to bed, Rose is going to do something sneaky. I'm sorry to
Okay.
say.
Well, I have to ask you if Tester DNA is going to go buy whatever he's buying.
Oh yeah, I've got the description and the picture all ready to go.
All right, send that to me if you can.
So when the others go to, oh well, I guess we'll just wait.
Okay, you guys all go to bed after doing your various things, and Miss Rose.
Well, yeah, Rose is going to trance for 4 hours, but because that's all she needs. So around 1 in the morning, she is going to sneak into Echo's room, and she is going to touch the orb of the Eye of Kydron after drinking a potion of advantage. Let me mark that off on my sheet.
Does it reset at midnight, or does it reset?
She doesn't know that that Echo used it.
Right.
So yeah.
So it does nothing.
Shit. Because
You know, that's the next. You know, that's the next thing Echo has planned is to actually put a trap on it.
to put an alarm. Yeah. I mean, a simple alarm I think would be probably the easiest. But
Yeah, there's some cool stuff. I mean, you have to use 9th level spells, but there's some cool stuff you could do. I mean, you can actually make it so that it teleports away by itself. But like I said, it takes wishes to do that kind of stuff.
Or just put it in a locked box. You know.
Because there's no
yeah,
lock. There's
security.
literally no lock that can stop Aimer.
Yeah,
I don't think
exactly.
one literally exists.
Rose
Nothing-
Rose actually has a pretty decent chance of opening a normal lockbox too, even if you're not trained.
But I mean,
But
you have to put like glyph of warding on it, and then if anybody touches it, it teleports away. That kind of thing.
Now what you do is you get a little box, you label the box Eye of Kydron, and you leave that on the desk. And if the box is opened, it sets off an alarm. You just don't put the Eye of Kydron in the box labeled Eye of Kydron.
yep, misdirection.
That
Yeah,
actually
no,
not a bad idea.
that is a classic staple. But she is going to curse quietly to herself and then sneak out of Echo's room. And well, she will actually spend the night trying to find the Wandering King. She was going to use the eye to look for him. All she knows is he's somewhere in the city. So I mean, she has no idea where he is. So he could literally be anywhere. So there's a probably very low chance she actually finds where he's sleeping.
All right. Please roll your investigation check as
I
we're going
will.
to go out into Nausea at night.
And she will be having Shadow Rose with her. So can Shadow Rose help her?
No. Nice try.
What? I mean, it's two
Technically,
people.
yes. Fine,
I mean-
whatever.
I only have a +1 though, so it's probably not going to.
It's fine. We'll let
Matter.
you have the advantage. That's fine.
Didn't help much.
Not only did you not find the Roman King, you found nobody tonight.
Yeah, she's only looking until sunrise, so she's gonna curse and no, I don't have inspiration, so I can't reroll. So yeah, that's it.
I'll give you mine, Rose.
Oh, okay. We'll see.
We'll do it for the role play.
All right.
For the
Do I get advantage on this one, or is it just a straight roll?
just straight roll.
Yeah. That's better.
A 17. So you will see a couple people, some homeless men seated in an alleyway, huddled over a fire. There's 3 of them. As you approach, all 3 of them look up at you. Bedraggled, wet, dirty. But one of them has a slightly nicer beard.
Is that Brennan?
No, Brennan's is short. I think the King's is actually pretty long. It's like a good 4 or 5 inches long.
As he turns and looks at you, well, not what I expected to see tonight.
Rose looks at him and just asks, "May I share your fire?"
Of course.
Yeah, she at this point she probably would have had the shadow return to her feet. So she is going to sit down across from him, and just because it's what time is it right now? About thereabouts.
3 a.m.
Somewhat late, gentlemen. Shouldn't you be asleep?
Most beautiful ladies are asleep at this time of night as well.
Fair enough. She's gonna look at the other two that are sitting with him. Do they look like? Well, she's gonna try to size them up. Are they
Roll your
really?
insight check.
Are they really? Well, okay, Eric. The feat we were talking about, is that in effect or?
Yeah.
Okay, so she would have advantage. Are the God? I am rolling very poorly.
With a 17, these are two homeless guys at the fire with someone who they don't realize is the king of their country.
Mm-hmm. She's gonna look at the two other homeless guys, and she's gonna reach into her purse, and she's gonna give them 10 gold each. And she's just gonna say, "Gentlemen, why don't you get something nice for yourselves?"
The Roman king looks over at you. It's mighty generous for a beautiful lady late at night in an alley with 3 men.
Yes, well, circumstances have required me to be this forward, unfortunately.
Gentlemen, if you'll allow me, I believe the lady wants some privacy. They will nod and head off.
She's trying to figure out if they were bodyguards or not.
So, my lady, obviously you have no fear of the night, and so have found me. No doubt you know who I am. Otherwise, you would not be spending 10 gold on random people and excluding one of the 3. So, let us put it out there. Are you here to kill me? Or how can I be of service?
I just wanted to pick your brain.
I've heard that from a friend of mine, and in his context, he meant it quite literally, so I'm cautious still, if you will forgive me.
Oh, I mean it quite figuratively.
May I know who I am talking to?
So quick question. This would be something. Who was the king when Rose was a child?
There wasn't one.
So there
It was a
wasn't
military.
the king.
It was a military oligarchy.
So it would be 110-ish years ago.
Yep.
There was no king of Reston.
Nope.
Was it like a collection of city-states, or
Yes.
was like? Okay, so there.
So you were in charge. Your family was in charge of Bourbon,
Or
and
partially, yeah, partially.
Veer
in charge of it,
Sadiq
yeah.
is trying to reestablish Reston as a unified country, electing
Okay.
all the city-states and various organizations together. The dwarves, the elves, the forests, etc.
Yeah, Rose is going to lean forward and just say, "So, forgive me. Things moved quite fast while I was away. I wasn't aware. Yes, I wasn't aware that Reston had a king.
Well, we do. And you found me, obviously not by accident.
And
May I know who you are, my lady? And whether you are a threat to me or not.
yeah, Rose will. Okay, so just to make sure there's nobody around, nobody's listening, because she also has non-detection on herself, which is
Sure.
handy. But she is going to make sure there's no one nearby before she says this out loud.
Well,
Okay.
you could probably sense that there's 15 extraplanar entities watching you right now.
I'm just I'm waiting. Is that enough?
You do not see anyone observing you,
see or hear
or
anybody
hear anyone, or sense, etc.
She's gonna look at the king and just say, "My name is Santiana de la Rosa."
Ah, well, a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Santiana.
She will actually, shake his hand if he extends it.
He reaches out and will kiss the back of your hand.
Shouldn't it be the other way around? You are a king after all.
He smiles. Formalities, Lady De La Rosa, are sometimes cumbersome. Please, take a seat.
Yeah, she sits down and she just looks at him and just says, "To be blunt,
He sits down as well and begins stirring the pot of whatever that is.
to be blunt, I wanted to take your measure. I heard about you while I was exploring this land. I mean, like I said, Reston didn't even have a king when I was involved in its politics. What gives you the right to be king?"
Well, the vote of the military, they appointed me. And I was reticent at first, but we've established the parliament and the judges, and I hold the position mostly as a figurehead. More of a name to be referenced than actually a powerful figure, you understand. After all, I haven't been to Fort Crag in a couple of years. No one knows where I am, and no one follows my decrees other than to fear the fact that they might displease me. It's quite a privileged position to be able to simply say, this is the way things should be. Treat your citizens right, or face the death penalty. The magistrates, of course, must report to the Parliament on a monthly basis, and should they be deemed to be in violation of the interest of the people, they are put to death.
Yeah, she's listening to this, rather poker faced. She's gonna ask him, "Is Fort Crag the only area or the only sphere of influence you control?"
No, the magistrates travel throughout the lands. Unfortunately, there's several pockets of dissent throughout Reston that we are still having difficulty bringing to bear.
I can imagine.
I must ask, Lady De La Rosa, are you related to the De La Rosas of Bourbon?
Rose is gonna just wait for a moment before she reaches into her dress and she pulls out the necklace that has her mother's signet ring, and then she's going to take the ring off the necklace and hand it to him.
Ah,
I mean, I'm not sure if you recognize it. My family was murdered probably before your grandfather was born.
but I do recognize it. I am quite the historian, at least I believe to be. Have you met Mr. Verm here in town? He's, quite the individual.
He's a good friend.
In that case, a friend of his is a friend of mine.
Good to know.
Mr. Verm is influential in Reston. Some would say even more influential than I am. But if you are of the Bourbon House of De La Rosa, then I must ask, since you're approaching me, do you intend to attack Bourbon and destabilize the area?
Yes.
You understand how dangerous that could be for everyone.
Yes.
And I could not dissuade you?
No.
Well, let it be said that I tried. Not by force, but through words. I believe that deposing the Cervantes family could lead to a worse fate for all of Toivoa than what currently lies contained within Bourbon. Without containment, the corruption would spread and be smeared across the lands. Unless
Are
you
you
have
talk-
some way to contain it.
Are you talking about his worship of? I'm sorry. What was the name of that? God.
Cateus.
Was it Cateus? I don't remember. I'm sorry.
The old one.
The
I
old
got it.
one known as Cateus, yes.
Are you talking about his worship of Cateus? Well, from my understanding, it's already spreading.
It is. But as such, it has been slow. And I am cautious. You see, I visited Don Ricardo several years ago. I attempted at the time to ask him kindly to cease his actions, or there would be consequences. And I was imprisoned for quite a while. I'm not exactly sure how long. But after some assistance from some friends of mine, I managed to escape. Their names don't matter at the moment, but suffice it to say they're not pleasant people. The Cervantes family is corrupt. And if we had a force strong enough to assault Bourbon against the forces that have allied themselves there and concentrated there, we would do so. I view the city as being utterly evil, and with appropriate warnings, could be taken house by house, building by building, and cleansed. How do you feel?
Largely the same.
Do you have a method to perform a systematic cleansing of Bourbon before it spreads?
I've procured the alliance of several powerful gods.
Well, gods are powerful indeed. I've never really had much use for them, though. I believe that a man makes his own way in the world, as may a woman. But the gods are temperamental.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I've had to make some compromises. I feel much the same way in regards to relying on the power of the gods, but when it comes to things like demons, they seem to be the best option.
Oh dear. You may need to be informed of more facts then.
I'm all ears.
You do realize that demons and fiends are only the ground troops of the Cervantes.
Oh, of course.
Since he is allied with Cateus, he now employs celestials of Cateus within the city.
Of course.
These bastions of the void and nihilism are destructive creatures. They stride places and cause pockets of non-existence to form. It's quite unpleasant.
It's the exact opposite lesson he should have taken from realizing the truth.
Indeed. But Don Ricardo is an old man and corrupted beyond measure. I believe redemption is lost to him. I don't say that lightly because I believe that there is good in most men and women Most people have the capacity to be redeemed, should they choose to do so. But in Don Ricardo's case, I believe that moment is long past. And Leandro Cervantes is not far behind his father. If you were looking for a coup via blood or marriage, I would caution you against it.
Yeah, Rose is considering that. And she'll just say, the idea had crossed my mind, and I had made inroads with Leandro. I used to play with him as a child. Fortunately, that may have been what caused one of my informants to be destroyed.
Naturally.
Hmm.
So, my capacity to assist you in this effort is limited.
Oh, well, I figured as much. No offense, it seems to me that Reston is still much the same as it was before it had a king.
Oh, it's better, I think. No longer are the regions lawless without magistrates. There are trials that take place, as fair as we can make them. The general economy is quite good. There's food to be had, including the Shastina Festival. Even my friends that you gave gold to were quite pleased with the idea. One of them claims to have managed to score a small toy from one of the nearby stalls.
Excellent. The
Have you
dancing
seen-
girls there.
Have you seen it? It's a small dragon in the form of a worm that was here in town a few days ago, green and long. I believe they call it a Ruzid doll.
Ah, how fun.
Indeed, jointed, it withers around and slithers. It's quite humorous, makes annoying noises at all times. But neither here nor there. The economy is better. We now have festivals in Nausea. Hopefully this Shastina festival makes its way throughout the realms. I can't say I have much good taste for the namesake of it, but he's growing on me.
Yeah, Rose is gonna blink as because she didn't know anything about this festival because she was indoors the whole time. She's just so she's just gonna shake her head and just it's his usual chaos shenanigans. Yeah, he is a character. I
Indeed.
don't hope it spreads across the realms. I hope it stays right here in Nausea. To be blunt.
As I question why, and he sits down and puts his elbows on his knees and is very interested in your opinion on this.
On the Shastina?
Yes, I
Because
believe
if-
that a outpouring of generosity to the people, the poor, the less wealthy, is a good thing. It stimulates the economy, etc.
That's not the issue I take with it. The issue is it's named after my friend who apparently started it today. And if it spread across the realms, it would make his ego go into the stratosphere, having everyone say his name like that.
But as a question for you, Miss De La Rosa,
Mm-hmm.
is it Miss?
Miss.
If the name is all that you oppose, then perhaps over time we could manipulate the name into something more tasteful. After all, the originator of any of the festivals is usually lost in favor of the spirit.
I have no problem with that. The only reason it was a half-hearted gesture to jab it at my friend. I have no real opposition to people celebrating.
So a instinctual jibe at a cohort. I understand.
Yes. That being said, the reason I'm here is because, well, I want to make sure that my claim is going to go uncontested by the King of Reston.
Well, now we come to the crux of it. If you were to reestablish the De La Rosa name in Bourbon as the ruling family of the city-state of Bourbon, we would, of course, appreciate loyalty and fealty should you choose to remain part of Reston and not create your own independent country. Would you be opposed to being annexed by Reston in lieu of remaining in charge of the city? Especially, should you be able to liberate it, it would make sense that the Liberator would be responsible for rebuilding and reestablishing order.
I intend to stay there after if I succeed.
Ah,
And I'm not some wandering,
some wandering king that abdicates their throne in order to allow the populace to rule themselves.
No, exactly. No, I intend to stay there.
So,
I have goals that I want to accomplish in the long term, and that requires control of Bourbon.
does
and
your goal extend outward to Reston?
It extends outward to the world.
Oh, quite an ambitious aim. May I know what your goals are, then?
I want to save every soul in Toivoa
From what?
from suffering.
An idealist. I was once like you. Unfortunately, Miss De La Rosa, I have found truth in my wanderings. We cannot save everyone. Not
Oh.
everyone is capable of being saved. We can simply do the best we can and alleviate as much suffering as possible. But some people do not wish to be saved. Some people wish to live their lives in adventure or in danger. We cannot help them.
True. But I plan on taking a long view of such a project, leading by example, showing others that there is a better way. And in order to do that, well, it would be a lot easier if I was in control of the titles and lands that that are mine by right.
So, let me be clear, Miss De La Rosa.
Mhm.
The lands that you once held, your family held, have been given away to various people and are no longer directly in the hands of the Cervantes family. Would you commandeer these in order to reclaim your lands?
Yes. I intend to fully take control of the city.
As a dictator.
She shrugs. I mean, that's one word to describe it.
You wish to own the whole city, Miss De La Rosa.
Own is a very strong word. I only wish to take what is mine by the laws that were in place. It won't all be mine. People will still have property and things that they own, but I will be in control of the city effectively.
Well, I am not in a position to oppose you directly at this time.
Well,
We could, of
I
course,
hope-
tussle here in an alley, and one of us would likely end up either dead, injured, or simply emotionally beaten. I have no
You wave-
desire for that.
Yeah, she waves her hand dismissively. Of course not. No, I have no desire to have an adversarial relationship. In fact, I'm if you would recognize my claim, I would in fact willingly join Reston.
You realize that by doing so, you would have to submit to the laws of Reston. We are still in the process of establishing them and having the entire charter written out and approved by the Parliament. Would you be interested in a position on the Parliament should you manage to wrest control of Bourbon?
Well, as I was about to say, yes, as long as I and the people of Bourbon have a voice in those laws, I see no reason why we shouldn't be bound by such things.
Very well. So, may I have your handshake and statement that should you manage to achieve success in Bourbon and ally with Reston and become a part of Reston as Bourbon, the city-state, I would recognize your claim to leadership and appoint you to the Parliament for approval. They, of course, would have to vote, as my appointment is not absolute.
Yeah, she's gonna take a moment to think about that. Just making sure. I don't think there's any reason why she would oppose such a thing. Yeah, she thinks about that and just, she getting a read on this guy. Because well, you know what, she's gonna lean forward and she is gonna shake his hand. I agree to those terms.
He shakes, not hard and squeezing tightly, but he's got that rock hard handshake where there is no give on this. This is 100% sincerity, and he's going to hold you to it.
Oh yeah, no, she is being 100% sincere. She's going to say, of course, 3, 4, 5 centuries from now, things may change. We must allow for time, but I see no reason I have no reason to disagree with your terms, and
We can only control our own actions.
true. Very true.
So, would you like some soup? And he gestures to the pot, and the ladle comes up with the bones of a fish head.
Yeah. No, she'll. Is there a bowl?
There's a bowl.
All right. She'll take the bowl.
It's a simple wooden bowl, and he will hand you a wooden spoon.
She smiles at the bowl because it reminds her of her time at the monastery. She just takes it. Does he have one?
Nope, he gave you his.
All right. She will, take a drink from the bowl.
Okay, as you do so, he drinks from the ladle. Have you ever found that the food that the poor make, sometimes the best, they do so well with what they have? We can learn a lot from people who have desperate times.
Desperation is the mother of necessity.
Desperation and necessity are the mother of invention.
I'm sorry, I messed that up. Let's retcon that and say I didn't say that.
He smiles.
Whoops. No, that was out of character.
Yep.
Rose looks up and says, "Okay, cut. Let's redo this."
That's not in the script.
Yeah. She just says, "Right. Well, yeah. Desperation is what drives people forward. I mean, I know it very well. It's actually what set me on the path to truth a century ago."
Based off of your clothing, because I tend to be a good judge of people. Is the House of Flowers directly involved in the resumption of normality in Bourbon?
Yes.
I have no interest in crossing the House of Flowers, and I can appreciate that you've managed to find strong allies.
I advise you to keep your distance because it is entirely possible that this fails miserably and I'll be dead by the end of the month.
Perhaps.
Or worse.
I hope not.
Me too.
You seem like quite the delightful young lady.
She looks at him because she's very bad at gauging how old humans are.
Uh-huh.
She's you know what? Let's just roll investigation. Let's just see. Oh, not bad. She's gonna look at him. She's gonna squint. You're what? 70?
He smiles. Lady Dolores. It is rude for a man to ask a woman's age, but I would venture to say that I'm likely older than you.
Truly.
Indeed. My people are very long-lived.
Yes. May I ask if, because you look human to me.
Thank you. I work hard on the appearance. Isn't the hair?
So, may I ask? I've revealed to you some of my deepest, darkest secrets.
Within reason, I'm willing to answer some questions. After all,
Just
the friendship. And he
if you're
lifts a little tin cup.
Yeah. Is he another dragon?
Is everyone? Am I a dragon?
He's not a dragon.
I mean, you can ask Echo. Being a dragon is a state of mind.
She'll ask him. Well, may I ask, who are your people?
Long ago.
In a distant land.
Indeed. Known as the Fey Realms. A young boy had a dream. And he dreamt that he was a powerful archfey. And it was so. The Fey Realms have a tendency to, in their nascency, cause things that are desired to come true. It's not that way anymore. But the young boy desired, beyond everything, to have friends. And he created several friends. But those friends had friends. And those friends met other fairies in the Fey Realms who had dreams. And when the child was still young and very strong, the dreams came true here on the material plane. My people are known as the Kalashtar. We are those born of dreams. We are real, but we are created by the thoughts and hopes and nightmares of Fey creatures.
Yeah, Rose is actually like leaning forward because she when he said Faye, like her expression kind of got like almost like she has a pretty good poker face, but very like, oh my god, not another Faye. But then he started mentioning the dream stuff, and she actually started leaning forward.
We are the Kalashtar. We are born of dreams. I have no father or mother. I awoke in an alley not much different than this one. About 8 years old. And had to make my way. It was difficult. But, as I'm sure you are aware, knowing the history of the De La Rosas, you must have been very young when you managed to escape Bourbon.
I was only 30 years old.
And for an elf, from what I understand, that's quite young.
Yes. I was She gestures at the cauldron. It's one of those little itty bitty cauldrons, right? It's not very.
Oh, it's
It's
a pot. It's not even
Oh,
a
so
cauldron.
okay, so yeah, she puts her hand above in the air, young child sized. So I was only about this old.
Well, about the same size then. But I had to do what I had to do. I had to eat rats, the various roaches. Even now, there's a little bit of me that kind of enjoys the crunch and squish, just as a reminiscence, in spite of how horrible they taste.
Rose nods. She's very familiar with living like that.
But the Kalashtar, we live a very long time. However, we die when the original dreamer dies in the Fey Realms. If we die prematurely through being slain, our Fey also die. We're both child, symbiote, and family to someone we can never meet.
Hmm.
I don't know who I am attached to, but we've come to this knowledge over many, many years. It's come through much sacrifice. Fewer of us are born now, but occasionally I'll find a young child in an alley and give them supplies from my satchel. He opens it up, a mess kit, a few rations, a sack of silver, enough to establish themselves and get something going. Find a family that will foster them. Whatever I can do to assist. It's part of why I am the roaming king. I'm looking to help my people. I hope you understand.
Well, as far as understanding your plight and helping the Kalashtar, no, I don't understand. It seems to be a very strange uh, way of existence, but I understand wanting to help others.
Granted, it is a very strange one. Not ever knowing when my time is up. I have to
I'm,
do the best I can.
I'm sorry. What was his name again? Because he said it briefly. It was like
I will put that in
Alan.
chat. It's
Yeah,
Veer
Al,
Sadiq.
Veer Sadiq. Is it just Veer or is
I will double check
Veer?
because I need to make sure I get this right for you guys.
Yeah, is his first name Veer and his last name Sadiq, or is it
Yes.
all Veer Sadiq?
It is spelled that way. I'm pulling up my Excel spreadsheet here.
You gotta dig into those old notes.
Nope. Excel
Gotta ask
spreadsheet.
the Chat GPT instance you fed all your notes to.
Nope. I have an Excel spreadsheet. For those who don't know, I actually have a team that is working on importing it over into World Anvil. It's very extensive.
Yeah, it's a data transfer. Yeah, it's like one of those weekend IT things where it just takes,
Well, I'm working on getting
days.
access to their API so we can do a direct import.
But she'll look at she's like, may I call you Veer?
I suppose.
Veer, if you're looking for other Kalashtar, I think I actually may know one.
Indeed.
Yes, he's not a child though. He's full grown, but he may be looking for some answers, and you may be able to provide them.
I know this individual's name.
We were talking about him earlier.
Oh, Amber Shastina. No, I'm afraid not. Amber and I probably would not get along very well. You see, Amber is more directly related to the young child I referenced. Amer is a first-generation dream. A nightmare friend of a dream lord.
She blinks and I don't understand why you would not wish to explain to him his nature. He's been quite confused about what exactly he is.
Miss De La Rosa, imagine, if you will, for a moment, that a stranger who you have never met is introduced to you by a friend, and the stranger tells you that you are the embodiment of all terrors that someone has, that you are the most horrible possible expression of someone's psyche, made manifest in the world as an expulsion because they want to ensure that they don't become you, and that they've given you life in order to get away from them. That's what you want me to tell your friend?
If
He was
it's the
kind of told
truth.
that anyway.
Yeah, she just shrugs. If it's the truth, then yes.
I'm afraid I would rather not say this to your friend. This encounter will not happen again unless you are able to manage to wrest control of Bourbon. You were able to discover me today, but I will be leaving Nausea today or the day after, and I will not tell you where I am going. Your friend will have to discover who he is on his own, or you can tell him what I believe he is.
Yeah, she was literally about to ask, "Can I tell him about this couch?" Okay, she nods. Uh, hmm. All right. Well, she finishes her bowl of soup and chews on the fish bones. Well,
Oh, look.
you
And he
said
ladles up the fish eye and plops it into the bowl. An honor for a noble history lost, a noble future to be had.
change is inevitable. My only goal is to make sure it's a change for the better.
He spoons out the other eye into the ladle and goes to drink the eyeball of the fish.
Yeah, she'll nod and just say, "Well, King Sadiq, hopefully I will see you again fairly soon. If we don't, I'll probably be dead."
To your success, Lady De La Rosa.
To
And
your prosperous reign, she says as she, toasts him as well.
as you both eat the most humblest of toasts in the form of a fisheye of a poor man's stew, he smiles at you. Imagine this in court. Would they be so disgusted?
Well, that's something I would have to imagine because I've never been really good with that kind of rule, that aspect of ruling.
Let me give you a little bit of advice. When you begin to rule Bourbon, establish the ceremony, allow the people to embrace it, and to do so, you need an etiquette coach. I'm not it, but find one that you trust. They're very good.
I gotta write that down. Establish ceremony. All right. She'll nod as she takes that to heart. She just says, "Thank you for the advice."
I would
Hopefully I'll get better soon."
I would recommend our friend, Mr. Bluebonnet Verm of the House of Flowers, as an etiquette coach. and advisor.
He is a very learned man. I will, though I do fear that I have already imposed on him too much. I will ask him that after the battle.
Let me be clear. Bluebonnet Verm in Bourbon would be a pleasant stabilizing force from my perspective.
She thinks about that and she just says, I agree. I wouldn't mind him living there if he so choose.
To your very best health.
And to yours as well, my king. She says, even though the words kind of feel weird coming out of her mouth, but she gives him a bow. She'll stand up and give him actually like a fist and palm, a full deep bow.
He will rise and give you a similar kowtow, but without the hand and fist. His hands are at his side, and he keeps his eyes on yours during the bow.
Have a nice day. And then she's just going to leave.
Yet as he stands in the alleyway and you exit, his figure silhouetted by the small fire there. The sun begins to rise behind him, and his figure shimmers for a moment before disappearing. All that's left in the alleyway are the burning embers, the lost campfire.
Establish ceremony. She is going to return to the consortium because she's assuming Aimer is awake by now because he trances only for 4 hours as well.
All right.
I mean, I think for the consortium, Aimer is behind the bar, like making random drinks and basically filling in for Brad, but only as a bartender.
Yep. Considering you're making drinks for just you, Aimer, and Brennan.
Yeah. And anyone else who comes in, but it's mostly just him and Brennan.
Yep. No one's coming in.
Is Brennan still awake?
If he's making drinks, he would be. I mean,
Brennan trances too. He's a half.
Do half elves trance? I thought they slept.
yeah, we established that he actually sleeps.
I mean, you can still sleep, but like, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Brennan chooses to.
Yeah, he's choosing to drink. Yeah.
All right.
So she'll walk up to the bar and just come up to where they're drinking. I'm sure just chatting about nonsense or whatever stuff is normal beer drinking buddy stuff. She'll just slam her hands, her palms on the desk. Aimer,
What do you want? Whiskey, vodka, tequila?
do you know what a Kalish tar is?
A what?
A Kalish tar.
Aimer is gonna put the bottle he's holding on the bar and start thinking for a moment as he rolls a history check.
Sure.
I actually do like the fact that he rolled the lowest he possibly could.
I don't think that'd be high enough technically because they're probably pretty rare.
They are fairly rare, but you have heard of them at least.
I mean, I've heard the name. Never really thought they were real. It's like.
I am almost fairly certain that is what you are. And if you want to seek answers about,
So
she gestures at you.
I'm going to
like
go ahead and
that
send this directly to Aimer. This is what you know, Aimer.
That is what you should start researching if you want further answers.
Well, I mean, I read before was that they're a race created from the union of humanity and spirits from the plane of dreams, but that was in a random book that I stole from a guy I killed about 120 years ago.
Well, according to the person I just spoke to, they're, the Kalishtar are the dreams of Fae. And I mean, he was telling me what a Kalishtar is, and I mean, it sounded exactly like what we went through. And the good thing you didn't actually shank Zoran, because that probably would have killed you.
So now, why is that?
According to the guy I spoke to, the Fae that you are a dream of, you and him are linked. So if you die, he dies, and if he dies, you die. That's what he made it sound like.
See, now things are getting a little bit more curious because Chio said that he created me.
Well, then whoever this Chio is probably the person that you have to. I mean, like, I don't know what's going on. Like, I don't know if Zoran dreamed Chio and Trio dreamed Ryu, or the other way around, or if it's some sort of strange, like, polycule or something, but Kalishtar, like, if that's where you want answers, that is what you should start looking into.
Where would I even find information like that? They're talking about the most absurd of absurd topics. Like, I could probably find more information about how dragon toenails grow.
I imagine it's the same as regular people
But yeah,
toenails.
that's not the point.
Oh, I mean, Echo's right there if you need to ask.
But like, where do I even start?
Libraries,
Obviously-
libraries are a good place to start.
Well, that's where I found out the information I knew, and that doesn't match what you just said.
Look, I'm just saying.
Well, you could use the scrying eye and ask it to find the nearest Kalishtar, and if it pops up someone other than you, you know you're not, and if it does pop you up, well, there you go.
Still doesn't explain a whole lot. Who did you learn this from, Rose? Randomly, at 4:00 in the morning.
She says, well, he did say I was allowed to talk to. I spoke to the Wandering King, or the Roaming King.
So you went out in the middle of the night,
Yes.
found the King of Reston,
Yes.
who magically told you about this.
Yes.
Have you been drinking?
No.
Cool.
Amer just kind of blinks.
Look, we were talking about other more important stuff before, and the conversation kind of drifted to that. I asked him what he was, because he looks human, but apparently he's not. And he told me he's a Kalishtar. And he told me, I asked what a Kalishtar is, because I had never heard of that before. And he started talking about dreams of the Fae and all that. And, well, I thought of you.
Did you ask him, or did you just this is the conclusion you came to?
Well, apparently one of his missions is finding Kalishtar that are born and helping them out, because they're born very confused and often have a hard time, apparently. However, I offered to introduce him to you, and, well, one, he said that probably wasn't a good idea. But he did say I could tell you about everything that he said.
I mean, I don't really know why it'd be a bad idea, but I don't really have any reason to meet the guy.
Yeah, that's what I told him too. He was very worried you would react negatively to being told that you were the product of Zoran's nightmares and everything Zoran didn't want to be. I tried to tell him that you probably wouldn't bother you that much, but he seemed rather adamant. And well,
I mean, he's a busy man, I'm sure, and I mean,
sure.
I've already been told I'm literally everything that wasn't wanted. But at the same time, it's interesting in the sense of when Chio asked to be my friend, he said it's also because he was tired of having good dreams.
He shrugs. I mean, I don't know who or what this Chio is. It sounds vaguely annoying, but apparently this Chio made you, and he was tired of having good dreams, so he made a friend who would be a nightmare.
And everything that he was afraid of being. Well, that does explain a lot if you think about it. I mean, who would want to destroy an entire city with frenzy?
Or be blonde.
Hey, that was uncalled for. I mean, no, do you remember when we were in that weird cycling dream nightmare where we saw every single person I killed?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think many people want to be that. I couldn't
What?
count there were so many.
Dead? Oh, a killer. She shrugs. I mean, that's just the nature of power.
I mean, none of this was for power.
Well, it's the laws of this world that the powerful, I mean, especially the long-lived powerful, take lives.
Yeah, but that many, I literally couldn't see the end of them in any direction.
Oh, I'm sure if you stood on my shoulders, you could have seen the end of them.
If I stood on your shoulders, okay. Well, I mean that might be, but I mean, I have to wonder many things now, in the sense of Zoran Caltrus is an ancient creature, and I wonder, am I in some sort of cycle of birth?
He shrugs, like, I'm going to be blunt. I don't know what all this face stuff or how it works. She laughs at Ricard, but then she turns back to, I don't know how all this stuff works, but I think this is a good place for you to start learning once you get some free time, if you want to. I mean,
maybe when we get bored, I'll have Echo teleport us back to the Dragon's Horn and take a look at the Grand Library.
yeah, or shoot, you can confront, the king himself. He seemed to know a lot, though I think he's kind of squirrely. He's pretty hard to meet if he doesn't want to be met.
I mean, if he wanted to meet me, he would have.
Well, he said he didn't. But
listen, I'm not really interested in his little games or whatever he wants to do. I'm glad, I guess, that he explained what I am, even though it hasn't really clicked by any means, because it's just putting a title to what I already knew, which I guess gives me a place to look, but it also makes me know that if whoever created me between Zoran or Chio, whoever actually is, the real Lord of Dreams there, Lord of Nightmares, dies, that I will die. So yeah, I guess I'm kind of glad I didn't stab him.
Mm-hmm.
If that was him.
Yeah. Well, Aimer, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a few steps, so at least you now know where to start.
No, I don't. I know what I am. That's not where to start.
Mm-hmm. You can start learning more about these Kalishtar. I mean, I'm sure there's... Toivo is a big place. I'm sure there's somebody somewhere or some book somewhere that has answers.
I'm sure there is
Or hell, you could just find one, beat him up, and make him tell you what you want to know.
See, maybe that's where the Roman King doesn't want to meet me, because he knows I am kind of erratic sometimes.
There are fixers in the city. You can say, "Hey, I'm looking to meet some Kalishtar. Can you make it happen?" You got the goal for it.
It doesn't sound like most Kalishtar, even though they're Kalishtar.
Yeah, Rose nods. That seemed to be a thing the king was implying.
Seems like, well, this is a problem for
Future Aimer?
For living through the next month.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe, well, I'm getting tired of bothering Verm all the time. It's hard when he owns the library here,
I mean, we have time. If you want to talk to him about it,
Man, I
you
just
can.
He has a book. I could always just go ask Chio about it. Although that doesn't give me many answers last time.
Like Rose just drugs.
Well, there's
I just found. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, you just leave the city. We go to the middle of the city. Use Eye of Kydra so you can show me the nearest Kalishtar. Since you're identifying a person by their type, it should pop up someone. And if it pops up you, well, we know that you are one. And if it pops up someone else in the city, you can go talk to them.
Well, I mean, I suppose. Not that they're gonna know though, because I mean, I was just as ignorant. Is that all right? And I have been for the hundreds of years I've been conscious.
Let me know when you stop being ignorant. It'll be a day for a party.
It's the same time well, let's just say there's fun in store for you.
Rose just, sighs and just says, "Well, that's all I wanted you to know. I found this out, and I figured it would be important to you."
Well, I mean, I guess you're right. That's a place to start. In the morning before we leave, I'll ask Verm if he has any books about the topic or something.
I mean, knowing Verm, he probably knows a lot.
He probably does, but I'm always asking him a lot too, so...
Yeah, I really don't want to impose on him, but I'm about to do so anyways. So
That's why I just want to see if I can borrow a book. He is the librarian, like... I'd rather just read on my own when we travel rather than sit down there and pick his brain.
yeah, Rose holds up the economics book that she's read. Yeah, I got to return this anyway. So yeah, sure. We'll wait till the others wake up, and then we'll go to the library, and then we'll teleport to Bourbon, and then hopefully we won't die.
Well, has everyone got their disguises together?
As Testinide rolls out,
So Testinide says, "Well, I'm going to go get mine. Let me know what you think." And he, a bit later, a turtle shuffles into the building, his face dominated by a thick pair of glasses resting just above his beak across his nostrils. Clad in flowing red robes trimmed with gold, patterns pulled from maps of important places flow down the back and sleeves. His steps are made a bit awkward by the dozen map cases dangling from his hips, while strips of fabric are wrapped around his claws, splotched with faded ink stains. Adjusting his glasses as he turns towards the party, Testinide reveals himself by that ever-distinct melancholy sigh that you've triggered more times than the party has fingers. Scribbleback, professional cartographer, reporting for duty.
Amber blanks and goes, "I want to light you on fire."
Well, wouldn't that mean the disguise failed?
Well, I mean, we're gonna recognize each other.
I suppose so.
We spent so much time, like, I can tell how you walk, Rose. Brennan, I mean, we're gonna need to give Brennan a bath. I'm sorry, Brennan. Nothing I put on you will matter. If anyone who knows what you smell like will know you're in a town, probably out from outside the town.
Yeah, the distinctive smell of deer piss. Yeah.
In this case, you might be right.
And Ricard, we're gonna need to change the crest on his armor and shield and probably lacquer the entire thing. Maybe
Only one fitting disguise for Ricard. A pair of reading glasses.
Okay, Clark Kent.
Well, if we want to really disguise Ricard, we should probably shave his head.
No, we'll just dye his hair.
That'd be a crime.
Which is why it would be effective.
No, we'll dye it. We'll make him. He looks him up how pale he is. We'll make him a redhead.
What the fuck?
I mean,
Yeah, make him-
redheads are awfully pale usually, so Amer's trying to
Yeah.
go for your complexion. So,
Yeah, I mean, don't worry. The Prestidigitate can get that right out.
well, let's see. Amer kind of pauses. He looks your armor up and down, your shield. Can we go red hair? What color are Ricard's eyes? Are they also red?
Shit, what color are Ricard's eyes?
Yes.
I think they're green.
they're red in the art.
Are they? Then the other red for sure.
All right. Why don't we go? Let's see. You already got the red cloak. We can keep that. Red cloaks are common enough. Mine needs to be red. Gotta get something poppy. Ooh, goes with red. He's like, no, green.
Are you doing all this while Ricard is sleeping?
Yes. He's looking. He's
Yeah,
like,
perfect.
he's like inspecting you while he's sleeping and basically plotting out your disguise. Ooh, black. He might look a little too. He'd look really good in black armor, but it'll be a little more domineering than I think what we want to go for a disguise. Why don't we go purple? No, purple's an outlier. Let's go with what do you think, like a light blue, Rose, like a sky blue.
Oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't paying attention. What?
You're talking about Ricard's disguise. Like, so I'm gonna dye his hair red.
Okay.
And then I'm thinking we'll keep the red cloak. We got his red eyes. We make his armor and his shield like a sky blue.
Mm,
We're trying to make him not look so imposing, but at the same time still match, because it's like going.
it's
What-
certainly a warmer palette. Hmm. I mean, I've always been partial to black and gold, but
See, the thing about it is, I think if we do that, I think he's gonna look a little too imposing. Like I think he's gonna draw more attention to himself.
Yeah,
Well,
we're
that's a-
trying to blend in.
yeah, keep in mind this is Bourbon, so being all bright and colorful is well, we'll kick anyone's ass who's
I mean,
stopped.
he's not gonna be too bright and colorful. I want him to look put together, though. You know.
Yeah, what I'm worried about is the engravings on the armor. So yeah, that
I-
needs to be
I-
covered up.
I can fill those in with putty.
And yeah, the shield too.
Yes, that's why I bought plenty of supplies.
And
I
the good-
will.
Yeah,
put on
the
my
good thing about Star Shatterer is that it looks like a normal longsword. I mean, it's clearly magical and it's clearly fine, but it's not as fancy as other magic weapons.
I'll put on my best dress. I don't know what we're gonna do about Echo though.
All right, so what did you decide for Ricard?
He's
Red
gonna
cloak,
be-
sky blue
he's-
armor.
Still his red cloak. Amer's gonna bleach then dye his hair, not like orange, like ginger red, but actually like red. Like the color of his cloak.
Okay.
And then he's gonna paint his armor sky blue, and he's gonna fill in the engravings with putty, and then paint and lacquer it all.
Understood.
So, Echo, this might sound harsh, but if we want to make you blend in, all we're going to need for you is a collar and a leash someone else is holding.
Well, the
Yeah,
issue with
I
Echo
don't
is,
think that's going to happen.
yeah, the issue with Echo is the golden scales. I think if we just put some charcoal on him and make him look like a black kobold, like a black dragon, I think that should be fine.
You know their heads are shaped differently, right? I mean, those horns are pretty distinct.
No. I got something for this. Don't worry. I just need to go visit Judith in the morning. We'll be just fine.
Oh boy. Okay.
Yeah, don't worry. I got Echo taken care of. And then honestly,
Don't worry.
if we gave Brendan a bath, that alone probably is enough of a disguise for him.
Yeah, Brendan has a disguise kit. He can try to get something together.
Yeah,
Take a
I
bath,
mean,
Brendan. Okay.
yeah. Normally this wouldn't, I wouldn't be asked, but like a lot of the demons there have true sight, so magical disguises won't work.
Yeah, and with how many times I've had to use my cleansing stone on it, I'm afraid of it gaining sentience and trying to kill me.
Is that something that happens regularly?
I'm not taking the chance.
Well,
Yeah,
Rose will actually just pull down the mask of Thale, which apparently, let's see, when we read the. While wearing it, it is impossible for someone to determine your facial features except for your eyes. So, I think that should be fine when she has the mask on.
Cool.
Yeah, and then she's also going to change her clothes because they're glamored. She's going to make them look like, or change them so that they change into more, less fancy, like
Cool.
nice pants and a shirt. No,
I need to get Amarella art before this is done, just to have in general.
I mean you could
Yeah.
ask Bubble Laser to just like, just add some breasts
Oh,
and
the hair's gonna need to be redone and everything. It's gonna be the same face, but like, make-upped up and whatnot here. But
Oh
yeah,
my
it'll
God.
be- oh yeah.
like is
Bugs
it gonna
Bunny.
be is it gonna be like, yeah, like like the drawn on like red circles like rouge or like
It'll be-
actual makeup?
I mean, Amer is very, very good at disguises.
He
so
is very good at disguises.
It'll be
Yes.
full on makeup.
Okay.
Yeah.
yeah, like Bugs Bunny.
Yeah.
He's gonna put Bugs Bunny to shame. So, Amer's prepping all of the supplies and getting all the paint and everything, and the brushes and the putty. You see the bar is just, he's like pulling things out of his haversack, and almost the entire bar is just covered in materials, paints, tools, and goes, well, yeah, see?
Oh shit, that's actually pretty good.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, it's still, I wanted something that was complimentary, but, you know what I mean? But a little different. So yeah, see, I put that together.
I like how it still gave Ricard that weird trident spear thing he's holding in his art.
But
We'll just call that his rod of rulership. Is that what the item is called? I forget.
He's scepter.
hey, Ricard,
Oh,
you
he's certainly known for his rod.
There's a rod of rulership. It's
Yes, that is another thing. Yep.
You guys have met me. You should know that at least my color palette for clothing is there. you
Yeah, it
know?
looks nice, dude.
See? And so, Ricard, as you wake up, you'll see that, like, I should say, you'll be woken up by Aimer, like, randomly pulling your armor off.
Well, he was sleeping shirtless, so.
Oh, then actually you'll wake up to him actually with your chest piece on the bar and him painting it.
Yep. Remember, you don't get a long rest if you sleep in armor.
Unless it's light armor.
Right.
or you're Gerald.
Or you're Gerald, yeah, in which case you sleep in just the breastplate and the codpiece.
Yeah, that's all it was.
That's
Okay.
it.
Or
Oh,
you
I
have
miss
far
him.
superior armor that's attached to you.
Yeah, Ricard would kind of like stumble over, rubbing his eyes, and be like, "Oh, that looks pretty nice." Wait, is that my armor?
Yeah, it is. I took it upon myself to make you ready for the trip to Bourbon.
Oh, right, the disguises and such.
Yeah, you are a king now, so we're trying not to make it so you stand out as much.
Yeah, the giant symbol of Karth carved into your armor and shield are kind of a giveaway.
You notice the entire symbol is gone now, by the way, when you look at it.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. It tracks.
Don't worry, it's just putty and paint, so you'll be able to get it all off later and be back to normal. But for this,
Unfortunately, the hair is permanent.
Ricard kind of like brushes his hair from the side and looks at it. Oh, okay. This is gonna have to change back.
Ricard?
Echo afterwards.
Ricard, there's this feeling, and you haven't felt this feeling in millennia, but it's your butt just like tightens up. What's mom gonna think about this? Just for a moment.
Yep. It's definitely crossing his mind, and he's about to panic.
At the same time, that may wash away because you're an adult, whatever. But, for a moment there, it's a twinge of, ugh.
Want it to match the rest of your stuff, okay? I could have made it blue or pink or yellow, like.
Yeah, but
Glad you-
permanent?
Semi-permanent. It'll wash out and like.
Okay,
Aimer,
all right.
He lifts his fingers up and you see him counting, and he's counting a lot of fingers between both of his hands. He's going back and forth, and like he takes about 15 or 20 seconds. And he goes, "That's 6 to 8 weeks."
Oh
He's
yeah.
just staring at you with an incredulous look on his face.
Can I get an insight check from Ricard, please?
You can get one. It's not going to be good.
I know this is
I
going to be
forgot.
fun, though.
I forgot
It's
he's
gonna be
terrible
great.
at this.
Thank you. With your 0, which is not a nat 1. I love that so much. You will believe, Aimer, that it would take 6 to 8 weeks.
Ricard is going to jump over the counter and tackle Aimer.
It just goes over.
Aimer is shocked by this and gets tackled, and you feel the paintbrush of blue paint just go straight across your face, like from like forehead down to cheek.
War paint.
It's war paint, yeah.
What was that for? I'm painting here.
I love my hair, Aimer.
Are you?
What have you done with it?
Aimer blinks a couple times, and he takes his spare hand, and he kind of like he goes to knock on your forehead, like you'd knock on a door. And he goes, "Hey, it's dye. Do you know what's darker than red? Black."
I mean,
I wanted it to be black and gold.
And he waits for that trying to click into Ricard's head.
He doesn't
And he goes-
doesn't click with a 0.
Yeah, it doesn't click with zero. He goes, "We'll dye your hair black afterwards."
Ricard sits and thinks for a second. That's not quite sinking in either. And then Monty kind of whispers in his ear. He just takes a deep breath. He lets Aimer go. He stands up. Okay, I understand.
Should have made it last longer. You hear Aimer mutter under his breath. And then he goes back to painting your armor. And he goes, "You might want to wash your face. There's lacquer in that paint."
For a second there, you think about that, Aimer. This would be a good disguise, just to let him keep the paint.
Actually, Aimer goes, "Take that back. Just leave it like that." No one would expect the King of Karth to have blue paint very awkwardly across their face.
Some sort of
And-
Corman warrior.
And give me your pants. The plate pants, not your actual pants.
Yeah, Ricard was about to take off his pants, but he hands you his armor instead.
And Aimer's gonna spend the rest of the morning painting, and he's gonna detail some nice little designs on there.
Aimer, you missed your calling. You should have been a painter.
It's not as exciting. I'd much rather steal paintings than make them myself.
That's a fair point. It is much more fun.
And remember, I'm everything someone wasn't wanted. People would want to be a painter.
I mean, he's already a professional painter, just without the T.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say he paints with the blood of his enemies, but that works too.
Apparently, I paint with the blood of nations, given the amount of people I've killed. But it comes and goes. Okay, Brennan just needs a bath. Tetsu took care of himself.
Oh.
Rose is you're just changing your clothes, Rose?
Well, yeah. She's wearing the mask, which blocks her face. She changed her clothes, and the clothes actually change, so it's not like a disguise or anything. So they morph into a different, set of pants, like a commoner pants and shirt, which conveniently cover the long sleeves and the pants cover her. Oh my god, drawing a blank. Cover her bracers. I'm sorry, her bracers and shin guards. There we go. Jeez, man, I just had a brain fart.
Aimer looks at your hair and goes,
Well, that's about what I was about to say. Yeah, she's actually going to untie the ring in her hair and shake her hair loose.
Aimer's like, "No, I got something for this." And he reaches into his haversack and he pulls out that 700 gold with a chewed up gold and a number of nice pearls out of his haversack. He goes, let me work with this. I'm gonna make a nice barrette for you to. Rose would never be caught wearing something like this. So,
One more thing I would add to that as Testade looks Rose up and down and points to her feet. You need boots.
I'm not making boots, but she can go buy some.
Mm-hmm. Monks don't wear boots, so
Or some flip-flops.
if you're gonna hide that you're Rose, boots.
Oh, we should get her some heels.
Yes.
Ricard's eyebrows raise.
I like this, but I need to finish doing this, and Tridellon's gone, right? I want to say he left.
Yes, he's gone.
I'm gonna go borrow his forge. I'll be back. And Aimer with his hands full of pieces of gold and pearls wanders off, and to go melt the gold down.
So wait, what are you gonna make?
Gold will melt in that forge. You need a foundry. That's not going to melt there.
Gold melts at a pretty low temperature comparatively. If he's banging out steel there,
Let me double check. I thought gold melted higher.
I don't think it does. Melting point of gold.
1,948 for gold, and iron is.
To be steel, technically. Steel's
Iron-
4,500. Yep, you're correct.
Yeah,
I'm wrong.
Yeah. It's not by much, but it was a little lighter.
Yep.
So, Aimer does have proficiency and has jeweler's tools.
Okay.
So he is going to make just a nice. He has 3 pearls, each worth 100 gold,
Sure.
and he has the 700 chewed up gold that we're not doing anything with. So he's gonna make a nice jeweled barrette,
Okay.
like one of those nice clicky ones, just to
Yeah.
kind of, you know.
Like a
Hairpiece.
like
Little hair barrette. Yeah.
like a beret.
No, barrette.
Barrette.
It's if you ever look at girls, they usually have some kind of hair adornment. If they have a piece that looks like a bar that is not, 12 inches long, if it's like a 4-inch bar and it's in their hair, that's called a barrette.
I think I need a picture because.
I just attached one.
Oh,
just-
that. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, a clippy, a hair clippy.
Yes, but a very, very, very nice one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hair clippies are called barrettes.
Yeah.
Why didn't you just say that? Gee.
Yeah, where beret is the same letters as barrette, but somehow so weirdly different.
I assume that you do not have sisters.
No, I do not. I have 2. In fact, the only woman in my entire immediate family was my mother. So
Okay.
yeah. So
You play 2 female characters. I expect you to know a little bit about jewelry.
look, okay.
We learn things every day, guys. Welcome to geomeric.com.
Look, man. It's a hair clippy. You can't
It's a
convince
hair
me otherwise.
clippy.
Back in
Understood.
my day, a hair clippy was a hair clippy.
This one's gonna be a little bit more ornate. Like imagine that, like where the pearls are, but it's gonna come out wider on the top and bottom where the gold is and stuff like that.
Okay,
it's
so
gonna be-
okay, if it's actually something nice, then she'll change her clothes a little bit. She'll just make them a little nicer to match the jewelry.
Yeah, because Aimer's gonna be dressed up fairly nice, like more like a mid-tier noble traveling.
Yeah,
because like
and-
with Card's armor and stuff like that, it's gonna fit the motif of it.
Yeah, and then she'll get the heels if that.
Aimer's gonna go buy him already. He'll come back with a pair of heels for him and Rose.
Yeah, she'll start putting them on. And yeah,
I think this is what
And,
Joe's looking for, is something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
ooh, that's nice. That is nice.
And he would go out and buy diamonds if he didn't have to deal with Odelia.
Yeah.
Olia Dark, yeah.
Odelia Dark, yeah, because she stabbed him once, and so they don't really get along.
So
This is
Only
reminding me,
once.
back in first edition, I used to clip jewelry out of magazines and then give that to the players, like, and you found this, this ring and this necklace.
So Aimer's gonna do that, and he'll come out in a nice green dress after he's changed, with black and silver heels and some modestly nice jewelry about the same vein.
Yay, we look so pretty. And then all our eyes turn to Echo.
Oh right, and he is while still on his heels. He hops. And he's wearing his dress, his heels. His hair's up a little bit nicer. His makeup is on. I'm gonna roll my deception for myself here.
Oh, do we have Amarella here?
Oh yeah, that's yeah.
Where's the roll? Aaron's got 28, so he's looking pretty nice. And he's like, I forgot about Echo. And he runs out, well, still looking surprisingly good running in heels. And with a 19 acrobatics, it's
Yep.
like,
that's
he can do
fine.
that pretty well.
Oh, absolutely.
He runs into Judith's shop.
Okay.
Judith!
She's there. She welcomes you. Yes?
I need to pick up. The face goes from like the bright Amarella back to kind of his his knowing smirk. He goes, I need something.
All right.
I need can I please have how many gnome faced mustaches do you have in stock?
She smiles broadly. About 30.
I'll take 10 of them.
Very well. That'll be 100 gold.
Aimer hands her 100 gold.
A pleasure doing business with you, Amarel.
Why, thank you. And he gives a deep curtsy and smiles and runs back to the consortium.
All right.
And he goes, "Go, Echo. I've got something for you."
Okay.
Here's your disguise, and he hands you what appears to be a green mustache with a string.
I love that this is happening. This is going full circle right on Echo Rex.
This is pretty funny. I think I was there when the original was created.
Yep, you
He
were.
goes, when you get there, just put this on, and it'll last you an hour, and it'll disguise you, so you don't have to worry about your scales or things like that.
Is it?
Oh, that's why you got so many of them, is so that I can just keep swapping them out.
Is it magical or?
Yes.
It is technically a magical disguise, but I don't think we're disguising a kobold in any other way.
Yeah.
And then we put clothes and stuff on. Where's his hood? You know,
Yeah, I
Yeah.
will display the item here, so there you go.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's Knickknacks invention.
Only for facial features, okay. Oh wait, his face appears like a gnome.
Uh-huh.
So his body is still like a kobold body.
Correct.
That is freaky as shit.
It is.
He'll have to. Yeah, he'll have to wear some
Yeah.
long robes and cloaks and
Well,
gloves
he-
and
here's the
cover
thing,
all
you
his
got- you got
skin up. I
10
guess.
You got 10 of those masks, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it looks like they
So-
last for an hour.
Oh, just an hour. I was gonna say just put them all over his body. He'll just look like a walking conglomerate of gnome heads.
I mean, with the
Sounds
robes,
biblical.
and- yeah, with the robes and everything else, like, and maybe with some, because I think the gold scales are Echo's like most distinctive trait. So like some charcoal, yeah, it should be fine. He'll just look like a weird little short demon.
I'll just have to cover
Yeah.
up all my skin.
Yeah, he'll look
For
like a
sure.
little short demon with like face and wings, like a short
It's a
incubus.
little leopard gnome.
Yeah.
That's
Uh,
funny. So Echo is going to before we take off. Echo, while we're doing disguises and all this, Echo's going to cast see invisibility, and he wants to look at the manual, the ominous manual of the Centaur,
Okay. Cool.
and he's looking to see if there's any glyphs or wardings on it.
There are not.
And then he's going to cast dispel magic on it in case it has arcane locks or
Okay.
alarms or traps on it.
Please roll your intelligence check because there's something higher than third level on it.
Ooh. Okay. See what I did roll. Nope.
All right.
22.
So you are going to be able to dispel the instant summons that's on the book.
Ooh, very good. And then he's going to ask Aimer to unlock it because it does have a padlock on it.
Yep.
Aimer reaches into his bodice because he is in a dress and pulls out a thin wire and goes, "Okay, I can do that." And he will first inspect it just to make sure that there's not another trap in there. He goes, "Matt,
Holy
Oh,
shit.
wow.
There is no trap on it.
okay, just to make
Oh.
sure."
Frickin'
Then-
Aimer.
I mean, listen, things happen like that, and then I will pick the lock.
Yeah, blonde bastard from beyond.
Yep.
Frickin' Aimer.
Whoa!
All right. You easily unlock it without an effort.
He looks at the lock and it unlocks itself.
Like, walks like,
Yeah, we're in the
talk
we're in the
about-
consortium, and he picks this lock, and then all the cabinets in the room open up.
He just turns to the Twitch chat. Hi, today on the Lockpicking Gamer, we've got this old spell book.
Jesus.
Yeah, thank you very much. I think Echo is going to start studying it. I think that's the idea, is to get an idea what's in the book,
Cool.
spell book.
And I sent you the list in Discord.
Oh, excellent. Thank you.
Cool.
So do you want to go talk to Mr. Vermhammer, or are you ready to go?
Well, I'll just ask me if he has a book. Any? That's how I hear Hector growling. Probably there's a cat or something in the front yard, I bet. He'll stroll over to Verm's place in his fancy dress.
Okay. So we're going to go over to Mr. Verm's house. Right, so Mr. Verm. Cool. And Mr. Verm. Alright, so you guys walk over to Mr. Verm's library, and Mr. Verm greets you at the door.
Amer will curtsy, and in his normal voice, like, "Hello, Mr. Verm."
Hello, Amer. Obviously, you're working on some project. Please come in.
Thank you. I'm just here for your librarian knowledge that I've been imposing on you a lot, and I don't wish to take up more of your time. Do you happen to have any books on Kalish Tar?
He looks at you. No, actually, they've all been checked out. Is there something you needed?
Well, apparently I was told I am a Kalish Tar.
Oh dear. I would find that quite difficult to believe.
Well, I mean, the Roman king said it.
You met him.
Rose did.
How delightful.
I don't see any reason why he would lie about it.
Well, he didn't say you were a Kalishtar, but he was talking. He was saying what they were, and it sounded an awful lot like you.
Amer is assuming that Rose told him he was, and he's going off that.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's entirely just off what Rose said. I mean, it makes sense given what I was described.
Well, so what exactly did you want to know?
Just trying to understand them in general. It doesn't really make. I mean, all of this. It's just a word. You know, I already know that Zoran or Chio made me to be everything they don't want to be.
Well, that's an interpretation, of course.
I mean, Chio actually nearly flat out said that to me when I met him in Zoran's house.
So, what are you going to do?
What can I do besides just try to figure it out?
If you were to figure out what you are, then what?
Well, it's to try not to do anything too stupid.
Well,
You know,
I believe that's just good advice, period.
Well, yes, but knowledge helps with that, you know?
Indeed.
It doesn't really change a whole lot. I'm glad I didn't stab Zoran in the chest now.
Of course.
That would have been very awkward.
Indeed.
If I just died immediately from that. But I guess most people live knowing that who they are and what they are, and well, but I am just learning now. So I guess before I run off to my death in Bourbon or at the hands of Vagardan, you know, I'd like to explore my own history a little bit.
The Kalashtar are creatures of dreams. They're tied to the land of dreams, and I'm not exactly sure how they arrive here on the material plane. It's a mystery. But if you believe that your patron or patriarch dreamed you into existence, it's unlikely that you're a Kalashtar, but rather a dream manifest.
They seem very, very similar. But I
Similar,
guess-
yes, but there is a distinct difference. One being that the dreams are the ones that dream others. But if you believe that you're actually a dream from the Lord of Dreams, you're a first generation. Without being tied to the realm of dreams. Free. It's a unique position.
What do you mean by free?
You're free of the dreamland. Most dreams are tied inexorably to there. They can't escape. Should they do so, they would cease to exist. But yet, you are here.
That is interesting because we went to the Feywild and we went into Zoran's house.
Indeed.
Well,
Zoran
even-
Cultress is a powerful creature. And Shio, nonetheless. Did you know that they're one and the same?
I didn't.
Shio confided in me several months ago. He came to visit me. It's quite a disturbing little man.
He told me that he kind of stopped and blank that he was tired of having good dreams since I was the manifestation of all of his nightmares. And he then asked if I would be his friend before he went to sleep. And I woke up back at the consortium.
Well, being the friend of the Lord of Dreams is my honor. If he lets you go, I would simply accept it and not question it.
I'm not questioning it. I just
Amber,
I'm just trying to figure out what I am.
you are you. And he reaches out and puts a hand on your shoulder. There is no need for you to be any more or less than the best you can be. Be the
Amber
best Amber possible.
Amer starts laughing and goes, "Well, I worry for this world and the best Amer I can be."
Tell you what. Amber Shastina, you and I would consider us at least minorly friends. Would you agree?
with that. Yes.
As a check and balance for you, Hamer, should you become too much of a threat to this world by becoming something you do not expect, I promise to kill you.
Well, I'll add you to the list.
Hamer, my promises are never unfulfilled.
The last person who promised me that said the same thing, Verm.
I think that was me.
No, it was the Gloam lady. I can't remember her name.
Oh, that's right. The
Yeah.
rude lady. Yeah.
If
Amer's
you
house.
If you don't believe me, I will send the entirety of the House of Flowers to kill you in such a way that you will not sense it coming. It'll be peaceful and calm and swift.
Well, I mean, that would be my preferred way of death. I was just saying that there's this lady in Uthurg. Have you heard of the Gloam?
I have.
Yeah, she also said she's gonna kill me. Now I don't know when.
You spoke
where,
with the
how,
Globe. Quite interesting.
I spent a week with them.
A week? Oh dear. Are you sure you're well?
Yes. Oh, I mean, as well as I can be for me.
Did they take you inside their city?
No, they refused.
Well, just as good. I have heard that there are stirrings in the city, and that a darkness has crawled across Uthurg, north of Malajarak. It's quite
Aimer coughs.
troublesome.
I wonder how that happened.
He raises an
Oh,
eyebrow at the cough.
well, since you've helped me out, I guess I will return the favor. Aimer sighs and goes, well, the darkness. We need to get a moonstone from the gloam for
You're
Aqua.
responsible for this phenomenon.
Me specifically, no.
Your party,
For once.
Aimer.
Yes.
Well, I would argue no. You were being dragged away by unseen forces.
Aimer goes, I'm very familiar with the Fae. Unfortunately, not all of my friends are as versed, and we went to speak to a lunar sorceress.
Oh dear.
And while we were there, Zoran found me and was attempting to pull me back, which I still find very interesting. I really should have asked why.
May
but,
I know the name of this lunar sorceress?
I didn't catch it. I was busy trying not to get dragged back into Zoran Calitris, but she's one who meddles with the Shintara Grove.
Oh dear.
So was
Thalia
blocking-
Neverwhirl.
That sounds familiar. Again, I wish I could have been there more, but
Aimer,
Zoran has a really strong grasp.
I am going to have to excuse myself. If Thalia Neverwhirl and this Gloam situation is all connected, then I need to get involved quite quickly in order to mobilize forces into that area.
It is very much connected, and I promise you that. You've helped me enough that I will give you the full unadulterated truth there. And the Gloam asked to have the moon, I guess, blocked so that they could be more stealthy, because they said the moon betrayed them, their ability to hide.
I understand.
And for the exchange for the pearl or the moonstone. And Aimer pauses for a moment. He's like, I remember vaguely something about the agreement could be ended by a high priest of Anwa or something. You'll want to talk to Tessitinode. He made the arrangements. I panicked.
I understand. I'm going to be mobilizing forces to what they're calling the Dark Frost.
Well, I wish you good luck, Firm, and if I live through Bourbon, and you need some help, just let me know.
Indeed.
Thank you, sir. Aimer curtsies and waddles off.
Understood.
Rose will return. Because Rose went with Aimer. I just want to point that out.
Oh, okay.
She was she's gonna return the book, the economics book that she read.
Oh, thank you. I hope
Or
it
not
was
to let Aimer
enlightening.
out of our sight.
It was. The next one I'm going to need is. Oh shoot, where did I put it? It's going to be How to Influence Friends and Win People by Cale Darnagy.
Oh, yes. Right here. I keep 2 copies in the library at all times.
Oh, thank you. Hopefully I'll be alive to return it to you. Also, quick question. This was brought up to me by a new ally. If everything goes well and I'm still alive at the end of this coup attempt, would you be willing to move to Bourbon?
We can discuss that at that time. At the
enough.
moment, with the revelation that the Dark Frost is involved with Thalia Neverwhirl, I'm afraid I have something I need to get done.
Fair enough. All right. Well, good luck to you, Mr. Blue Bonnet, and she'll shake his hand.
He shakes your hand. Very well, Miss Sweet Rose.
She'll nod and then she'll leave.
All right.
Aimer's gonna look at Rose and go, thinking about it.
Hmm?
He'll blink a couple times to go, Did you make any deals with the Roman King?
Yes.
Did anything happen when you did?
It wasn't like normally when a Fey deal happens, like I've seen them before with Stell and with you. There's those little binding things that go up one's arm. Usually there's a little bit of a light show. That didn't happen when I shook hands with him.
Oh, interesting. Oh,
Hmm.
okay.
I mean, to be fair, it wasn't much of a binding promise. I made sure to make it quite open in the future because it wasn't eternal servitude.
You know, it's not. It's more to do with, you know, trying to understand. Firm's not wrong. I am who I am. I'm at least mostly free. I don't think Zoran's gonna come after me anymore. But you know how curious I get. Sometimes I just can't help myself.
She nods. The you of yesterday dies every day, and you are reborn when you wake up in the morning,
Or you're juiced.
or when you're juiced. There, to be quite honest, Mr. Verm was giving you quite wise advice. The best thing to do is to just be.
I guess I can't argue that. He says
Yes,
as he's walking in his heels and his fancy green dress.
Oh yeah. I mean, I imagine we look like weird noble sisters. Oh, I guess yeah, half sisters. Yeah, she puts her arm around Amarella's shoulders. Yeah, it's gonna be all right.
And as she says that to jinx everything, that's where we're going to end for today as you guys walk towards
Can I touch
Echo
one more
Rex.
thing on that?
Yes, sir?
Okay, so Ricard and I discussed this in the
Sure.
Discord. So Tessa Day and Ricard have made a trip to a stationery store and are
Okay.
excitedly shuffling papers around on a table, making up some genuinely official documents with Ricard's official king seal, getting their story straight in their new identities as Scribbleback and Drakir, professional mapmaker working for the Karth royal family and his appointed bodyguard.
I believe Ricard left his seal with his mom, though.
I do have the Karth signet ring.
You do have it? Okay, very well. I thought you left it with mom.
Yeah, signet ring will do.
Yep. If you got the signet ring, you can do the official seal.
The signet ring is how I summon Monty.
Understood.
I have it with me.
Gotcha.
Like the royal seal is for like agreements between nations, but hey, I'm hiring you on the royal bank account.
Yep.
That signet will do.
Oh, I love how derpy the face is on that. The hat is pretty great, though.
Yeah, now that's Amarella in adventurer mode. Like when combat starts. Right now, there's no weapons, no armor. It's just absolute traveler Amarella. But
Yeah,
like,
one eye pointing to the right. Yeah, you can't sneak up on her because she's got eyes pointing in every direction. I'm sorry.
All right.
But
Hey,
instead of
IR.
you having to say, "Hey, my eyes are up here,"
Yep.
and up
All right.
here, and up here, and over here.
So, Echo, are you going to prepare to transport everyone to Bourbon?
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
So, Brennan, are you ready to go? Everyone else says they're ready.
Yep.
All
Yeah,
right.
Brennan
You
shaved.
guys have fake names picked out.
Shower, etc.
Brennan
he like
shaved? Okay.
Yeah, he shaved
Oh
and
yeah,
showered.
yeah, I did that. Yeah,
Okay.
took a shower, shaved, used his disguise kit to yeah.
All right. So, as you guys gather around Echo Rex, the air will heat up and the circle will flare, and you guys will find yourself in Bourbon. And we'll come back next week to discover what all has been happening behind the scenes here in Bourbon with Sweet August Rose's shadow self, with the House of Flowers, with the various assignments that have been sent out, what recon has been done, and what steps need to be taken in order to acquire a Wardstone of Bourbon. As always, guys, thank you so much for choosing me to be your GM. There's a ton of amazing ones out there, and I'm eternally grateful you choose me to be yours. Do check out the Patreon over at patreon.com/gmeric. Do check out the holiday iris magnets over at gmeric.com, along with the other products that are on there, including the mouse pads and sweater, etc. Those are still available. Otherwise, guys, have a wonderful week. Please stay safe, and we'll catch you guys next Monday for the next episode of the Spirit Sun Fellowship. And we'll be back tomorrow for the Awesome Blossoms as they are looking to pierce the veil in search of Bodhi Dharma.